Hello, my lovelies. Elsie here to do your sneak peek for the week. What week is it? I don't know. When are you here? Are you here like next year? Are you here today? It all depends. We're going to do a reading for the next 7 days for you, regardless of when you arrive here. When you get this reading, it will be 7 days from that time. So how are you? I hope you're well. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for showing up. I almost didn't, but thank you for showing up. You never know what's going on behind the scenes in someone's life, right? You just never, ever know. So look, I'm here, and I'm here to do a reading from all 12 of these decks. I have 12 decks to my left. I'm going to read a little bit of them, a little bit from each deck for each sign of the Zodiac. And so no matter what your sign is, there should be some information here for you. The only other thing I'm going to remind you about is that private reads are open. So if you're interested in that, thank you for those of you who have signed up for the private reads. And you can find all of that information always under all of my videos. You can find it under in the I don't know if it's this way or that way. You guys are seeing me, but it's above all of the comments. In the pinned comment, you'll always see a link to the membership area and a link to the private reading area, which is Hipsy. It's the only place where you can book me. All right, let's get at it, Aries. Let's get at it. Let's find out what's going on for you, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for the next 7 days. My fire family. You guys know that I have way more fire than I do Earth. I am an Earth sign. Sun sign, but look, it's not the only thing that matters. I am primarily fire. Let's find out what's going on for you, Aries. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. How are you, Aries? What's going on here? All right, well, it's not bad, but the first card out is the Queen of Pentacles. Why is the Queen of Pentacles here for Aries? For a starter here, we have the Five of Cups. Are you having money issues? It feels like with the Five of Cups here, somebody's regretting spending a whole lot of money on something, or you have a little bit of regrets as it pertains to your material world, your 3D world, your time, efforts, energies. Maybe you're regretting spending so much time, effort, or energy on something, or money. It could be that. Tell me more. We've got the Three of Swords. Yeah, so it does feel like there's not only maybe some emotional regret, but also, this isn't what I thought it would be. It feels like with the Three of Swords, it's something that is disappointing. I thought it would be better than this. One more. And then we have the Magician. How can I make this better? So I do feel it has something to do with or is attached to the Queen of Pentacles, right? So that is all the stuff that you can touch, hold, right? Pentacle stuff, time, effort, energy, money. It does feel, if I'm being honest with you, my feeling as an intuitive is that it's probably about a big purchase that either is coming up or something you've already purchased on. I feel like you saw a reality or see a reality by which you see this large purchase as adding something to your life. But I'm going to say if you haven't made the purchase yet, maybe just think it over a little bit before you go ahead and sign on the dotted line. That's what it feels like, because it feels like somebody here is either in the past, like this could be past or future, but it feels like, or present really, it feels like somebody here might be maybe a little bit disappointed or emotionally feeling regretful or sad about all of the money or time or effort I put into this, and it's just not as I thought it would be. With the Magician energy, I feel like you did it because you could. I'm going to say you had all the resources, all the tools you needed, and you were creating your own version of what you thought your reality would be. We do have at the top of the Queen of Pentacles, we have the Strength card. We have the Death card, and we have the Fool. So I'm going to say if this has not happened for you yet, please just check into it. Give it a second shot, maybe a second set of eyes. The Strength card is here. And I feel like although you're holding back, you're trying to be courageous, because I feel like you need a big change, or a big change is coming in your life. And it feels like with this Death card that it's a big transformation, or this is going to make a really big change in your life. So the Fool energy here tells me, I just want to go. I want to go. That's you, Aries, right? We'll talk about it when we get there. I just want to go. So I feel like that's what's happening here, that there's something here that you just want to jump into, but your Taurus friend here is saying, whoa, whoa, whoa. Cool your jets, right? Because that card in the middle, the first card I pulled, is always the strongest, and that is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. Tell me more about this, because right now on the table, the Fool is up above and the Magician is down below. So let's find out what's going on here. We've got the Nine of Pentacles. This is a unilateral decision, which makes it even more important that you check in with somebody about what you're about to get in on, because honestly, with the Earth energy here, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy, once you step in, you can't step out. Like, it feels like once it's purchased, you can't go back. You can't give the thing back. Or this could be time or effort, right? Once I get in and I sign the contract saying, I'm going to do the extra whatever, or I'm going to take the new position at work, I can't get out of it. The Nine of Pentacles here says, I just got to make this decision on my own. Look, I feel like you're confident enough to do it. The Nine of Pentacles doesn't show up when you don't have any confidence. It shows up when you've done the work on yourself, on the inside, the outside, that you're really confident in yourself. You've built a really good reputation. You're pretty solid and sturdy here, getting ready to step into the pre-Empress energy. It's probably where you are right now, because the Queen of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles are both indications that you're like really around the corner from being the Empress, whether you're the man or the woman, right? We've got the Ace of Pentacles, but this is such a good deal. Somebody's a deal hunter here. This is such a good deal. I don't want to let go of the deal. Something here I feel that you planted the seed for. It could be showing up for you and saying, well, now's the time. The time is, it's arriving right now. Do you want it or do you not? The thing is with the Nine of Pentacles here and the Ace of Pentacles just showed up, that's 10 Pentacles. This could be like a really long-term, really good thing. You feel really solid about it. You feel like you're ready to put all of your money into it, or all of your time or effort into it. Third card out. There you go. Got the Two of Cups, friend. So it is something that I feel that it could have to do with romantic love, absolutely, because the Two of Cups is here. But please remember that the Two of Cups isn't always about romantic love. Cups are about emotions, not necessarily always about love emotions. It could be platonic, but it's definitely something that you are bonded to. It's like, I don't want to give this up, because it's coming up next to the Ace of Pentacles. It's like, I really want to dig in and bond to this thing. I'm really ready to put all my effort in for a long period of time to get whatever it is that the Two of Cups is offering, which could absolutely be romance or love, depending on what your lens is. But look at that. The sun shows up. And I love that the sun shows up, because it tells me that you're going to make a really good decision. When the sun shows up, it is, it's saying, look, you've got all the details. There isn't anything that you're going to do here that is going to hurt whatever is coming up in the future. It feels like this is a very happy or exciting time for you. And I feel like you get to see everything under the sun. So it feels like whatever it is that you're about to do, whether you're about to jump into a new relationship, or maybe you're someone who isn't very vulnerable and you've decided, I really have to go with the vulnerability of the Two of Cups. It's the exchange of emotion. Maybe you're going to exchange emotion with somebody. Let's find out what's coming in the outro here. What's the outcome here for Aries? We've got the Knight of Pentacles. So this is not something that you are doing lightly. This is something that you have been on this journey about for a long time. You've looked over the details. You've got the analytics. You've checked over everything. It feels like somebody here is saying, but I've taken my time. I know what I'm doing. I believe you. I believe you. And we have the Temperance card and the Six of Pentacles. So Elsie, this is the moment of alchemy. The Six of Pentacles and the Temperance card are telling me, yes, this is the moment of alchemy. I'm ready to give to someone if they're ready to give to me. So it feels like a give and take situation. So for some of you, this, like I said, this could be financial. This could be a super big purchase. But for some of you, I feel like regardless of what it is, love, money, time, effort, energy, your health, whatever it is, it feels like it's super serious, I would say. You're really serious about what's about to go down here, because it's going to take commitment, I feel. A commitment that you're not going to be able to get out of, or maybe in your mind, that's what you're thinking. Once I step over this line, I am not going to be going back from there. We do have the Justice card. I'm just saying the Eight of Swords is here, and the Queen of Wands is here. So you've been attracting this thing for a while. Whether that's a person, place, thing, situation, maybe you're getting a promotion or a raise, you've been attracting it for a while and waiting for the answer. I feel like the answer's coming in, and I also feel like you're getting your justice, which is really lovely. So you're getting your justice here after a long period, excuse me, after a long period of overthinking, because the Eight of Swords is here. So you've been overthinking this forever and ever, looking over the details. Knight of Pentacles, Temperance is here. I've been traveling so long. It's just time for me to listen for the moment of alchemy. It feels like something is about, it's like, it could be a big deal in healing. Maybe you have not been well and you're deciding to take a big step in a different direction regarding your health. But nonetheless, I feel like you are making an independent decision, and that's why you're up in your head, because you really don't have anybody to bounce it off of. And the Justice card is here. I feel like it works out for you because something's about to be restored or paid back, or your karma's about to arrive. And listen, karma's not always bad. People use it as a dirty word, and it's not. It is simply what is supposed to happen, and you are allowing it to do so. Last card out is the Eight of Cups in the reverse. Because once you're there, you're there. You're not walking away. And I think that's what the biggest deal is, because this card has showed up over the Queen of Pentacles, right? It's a pretty serious investment or commitment or something I'm not going to back out of. So the Eight of Cups tells me once I'm in, I'm in. It's like Eight of Cups is in the reverse. It feels like this is something you visited before or thought about it before. This is something that I really want to do, but I'm not sure if I want to do. I feel like you're ready though, because the Knight of Pentacles with the Temperance card here tells me that you're about to roll up on your wish fulfillment here. Like it feels like something that you are landing on because you feel certain about it. I'm ready to be open. I'm ready to give somebody my time, effort, and energy. We do have the King of Pentacles here. It could be a person, somebody who you've been a friend of for a long time, because pentacles are not love, right? Pentacles are slow, getting to know you phase. It's going to move super slow. It may be that you're ready to go to the next level of something if this is something that has to do with romance. Look, I always say to you guys, whatever this reading is about is your lens. I'm simply just here to interpret the cards, and then you get to put your perspective on this to find out what it is. All right, so we got Pisces energy. We've got Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, and Libra. We've got more Leo energy. We've got Cancer. We've got Virgo and Aries and Scorpio. Something here is about to change drastically. And I think that's why it's such a big, heavy, important decision that you realize you can't come back from. You realize that once you're in, because the Death card is here. Because once you make a step in, the rest of it is gone. Like it's disintegrated. You're closing the door or ending something else. Got more Leo. Leo energy is apparent here. So I'm going to say that you're ready to run at something. Of course you are Aries, but you're ready to run at something here. We've got Sagittarian energy. We've got Taurus. We've got Gemini and Aries. We've got Scorpio energy twice, and then we've got Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn in the King and the Queen of Pentacles. All right, Aries, it's your decision, friend. You do what you need to do. All right, Taurus, how you doing, ball gang? I hope you're well. Thank you so much for being here and watching. Let's find out what's going on for you in the next 7 days. This is a reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Not just the sun signs, right? Tell me about Taurus, please. Tell me about Taurus in the next 7 days. We've got the Page of Pentacles. What's showing up? Something might be showing up here in the 3D. This is not swords. This is not the mind. This is not cups. This is not intuition or emotion. This is pentacles. This is something that's about to show up in the 3D. Tell me about the Page of Pentacles. We've got the Ten of Wands. Whatever is showing up is going to allow you to finally put down your burden. It feels like there's something here you've been carrying with you for a while. It feels like it could be a financial burden that when the Ten of Wands shows up, you're ready to just put the burden down, right? And start with a new path, because when the 10's in the room, so is the Ace, right? The cycle is over of you carrying some sort of financial burden or waiting for a message to come to you in the 3D. Tell me more about Taurus. Oh, we have the Lovers here. So I feel like that you have a choice between two things. So it could be two people, two jobs, two situations, right? We've got Pentacles here. There is an offer or a message coming to you that I think that you've been waiting for. And while you've been waiting for it, it feels like it's been weighing heavy on you. We do have the Nine of Wands. I think you're tired of waiting. I think that's what that is. The Nine of Wands tells me that you're tired of waiting. You're burnt out. You're just laying down and saying, look, are you going to show up or not? Like, just pick one. I don't really care. Are you showing up or not? Tell me about the Page of Pentacles. We've got the Fool. Ooh, in the sun. There we go. You know, I look at this card as being kind of ominous in this deck, right? This is the Forest Tarot. And in this deck, you can see it's a little bit ominous, right? This person is staring at that big gap thinking, you know, sizing it up. Well, if I jump and grab that tree immediately, I probably won't fall into the abyss, right? But when the sun comes up, look, yeah, you know what's going on. This is an educated leap. You know what is at risk here. So I feel like you're just waiting for something to show up to tell you it's go time. One more card. We've got Temperance. You're waiting for the right time. So it feels like something is about to show up. It feels like with Temperance that something that maybe was just a tiny bit out of balance or out of your reach, because those 2 pots she's carrying are kind of a little bit out of balance. So I feel like that when Temperance shows up, it's going to balance everything for you. The sun is here. Something is about to be revealed. Temperance is about to be revealed. It's about to be revealed that right now is the right time for you to take this leap. Because look, I feel like with the Page of Pentacles here, that this is slow moving. I've got the details. I've looked over it. It's not something you're leaping into unknowingly, because the sun is here and you know what the consequences might be, right? But what's being revealed to you by the sun is that there is an opportunity coming up for you to take a step into an opportunity, even though it's a little bit exhilarating. It's also terrifying because you've never been here before. It's like starting a new job. We've got the Devil energy here. Doubts and fears, right? Doubts and fears that I am not going to make this leap. I am never going to hit that tree at the right moment. The 4 of Pentacles is here. The Devil, the doubt, the fear, the anxiety, the thinking about it round and round and round. It feels like that is what's holding you back. The 4 of Pentacles is here because look, he's holding that pentacle right here, looking at it, right? And so is the page. The page is looking at the pentacle. So I feel that there is, the Death card here is saying, you better not do it. Don't do it. It's not going to work. I really just think it's something on your shoulder or in the back of your mind. You know what I mean? So it does feel like the 4 of Pentacles here is, you know what it is? I feel like you're scared to be vulnerable. That's what it is. I feel like you're scared to be vulnerable because the 4 of Pentacles to me is not being vulnerable at all and being shut off and shut down. I don't know if I'm open to this, but I'm hanging on to it so tight. I really, really want it. That's what it feels like here. And then we have the King of Pentacles in the reverse. This could be a really big purchase that you're about to make, Taurus. It's going to impact your world, I will say, because when the King is here, we're talking about the kingdom, money, time, effort, energy, my health. There could be a major impact. And I think that's why you're holding on to something really tight here. Because you still have doubts and fears with the Devil energy that this is even going to work out. It feels like you're standing on the edge, looking down, thinking of all the things that could go wrong. It's very Taurian of you. We've got, the Wheel of Fortune is here. Look, you're going to have to go. That's it. When the Wheel of Fortune shows up with the Fool, at that point, you don't really have a choice. Well, I mean, you always have a choice, but sometimes your choices are limited to reaction or response, right? Response is like, okay, I'm ready to do this. Reaction is like, right? So I feel like you have a choice. You can react or respond to this change. That's what the Wheel of Fortune is. It's change, but it's fortunate change. Something is expanding, and you know you have to go with the flow. Because the frustration in our lives where we feel stuck and we feel like we can't do it, or we feel like it's never going to work out or have no hope, it's because we are trying to stop ourselves from change. We're trying to stop the change because maybe you're just not comfortable with change. I'm a Sag rising, so I love change. But maybe you're a person who is like triple earth or something, or earth with swords. You are earth with air. I mean, maybe you are someone who just doesn't trust change. So I feel like something is about to change, and that's why the King of Pentacles is probably in the reverse, because change isn't a comfortable thing for you, and you're thinking about all the impacts to my finances, my time, my effort, my energy. In the outcome, though, we have the Six of Swords. So I feel like it feels like, I'm going to say that once you think about what it will be like to be there, I feel like it's already there. I'm going to say it feels like you've already made the decision by deciding that what it might look like in the future. So we do have the Nine of Cups here. Look, it works out good for you. And then we have the Two of Pentacles. So I feel like we leave this reading here still in this wobbly stage of, if I make a decision, and that's the reason that it's hard for you, because if you make a decision, for you, it's like a line in the sand. You make the decision, I'm never going back. But I'm going to say that you're really quite in alignment, because the outcomes has the Nine of Cups with the Two of Pentacles. So I think that you are in alignment with yourself. And even if it doesn't work out, it feels like you're going to be happy anyway. But I feel like you are thinking about what the impact is going to be to your life, right? Which is normal. But we've got the Six, right? The Six of Swords is telling me that where you are right now in the wobble or in the Two of Pentacles is a place of chaos. And so I think that you do want to move forward. And I think that if you do, that you are in alignment enough that something here you want to work out will. Look, the Sun is at the very top of your reading, right? It's at the very top of your reading. It's at the crown. So I feel like, although you have fears about moving forward, I feel like if you don't move forward and you fight the Wheel of Fortune, I feel like it's going to be a terribly frustrating time for you. Because I think you're supposed to move or change. And if you don't, and you're trying to hold back, that's a hard place to be. So next three cards coming up. Look, Three of Cups. Three of Cups. We've got the Ten of Pentacles and the Two of Cups. Look, so if this is and the 10 is on the bottom of the deck. So look, I'm going to say go get it, because the King of Wands is here. Oh, look, the King and the Queen of Wands. It feels like somebody here, for you, this might be a love reading. I'm going to say that if it shows up and it asks you, are you coming with me? I feel like the answer should be yes, because in the future, it's going to be healing. We've got the Four of Swords. It could be with somebody who is the King of Swords, so Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. But I think you're going to be completely clear of what the problems could end up being. I think you've looked at it all, friend. I think you looked at it all, and I feel like there are two people here who probably aren't really talking to each other at this time. I feel like you are, whoever you are, the Queen or the King of Pentacles, whether you're in your feminine leaning or masculine leaning, I don't care. But I feel like there is, if this is a love reading for you, that there is somebody here that you see a great value of having a reunion with here. So we have the Three of Cups, we have the Ten of Pentacles and the Two of Cups. Or you see a real great value in sharing emotionally with this person. It could be the beginning of something. Look, because of all of these pentacles that are here, the Wheel of Fortune is with the Four of Pentacles and the King. Regardless of whether the King's in the reverse or not, I think things move forward in a very fortunate way. If this is a job, or this is a promotion, or something to do with your pentacle world, something that is going to be a permanent change, I really feel that the King in the reverse is you just in your worry stage, thinking about it round, because the Devil is here. I think that the Sun is going to reveal something to you that is going to be the clincher for you, because right next to the Sun is the Temperance card. You're going to realize that this isn't as ominous or scary as you thought it was. We've got the Wheel of Fortune, which is Sagittarian energy. It is also Sagittarius ruled by Jupiter, right? Which is abundance and things that are changing and expanding. So we have Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, along with Sagittarian energy here. We have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and Scorpio. Scorpio is ruled by Mars, and Mars is in Taurus. So you might be really arguing with yourself right now. I've been wondering why I'm ready to flip everybody off. I'd forgotten that Mars is in Taurus. We have Temperance, which is Sagittarian. We have Leo energy here. Leo is just about to step into Jupiter, right? See how it all connects. We've got Cancer energy here. We've got the Lovers too, right? And so it's either a choice that you're making in your career, possibly to take another career path, or this is a person that you're choosing between two. We've got the Nine of Cups, that's Piscean energy. We've got Aquarian energy here. I think you're going to make the right decision, because I think you've thought it through thoroughly. The Ten of Wands and the Two of Pentacles. So we've got some Capricorn energy here and Sagittarian energy here. I think you're going to make the right decision. Just saying. All right, Gemini. Gemini, happy birthday, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. I think we have a new moon coming up in your sign. But you know what's interesting, as I'm watching other people on the platform who have more information and knowledge on astrology than I do. Well, and the gist I'm getting here is that this is an unaspected new moon in Gemini, which is very interesting. It's like anything could happen because when it's unaspected, as I understand it, there's no other planets around it to throw their energy at it. So Gemini's like it's alone in Gemini, the new moon, and so anything could happen. You could have an aha moment, you could think something out, or come to a resolution of something in your mind. Let's find out what's going on for you, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for the next 7 days. Tell me about Gemini. We have the Hermit as the first card out. So you might already be in Hermit energy, thinking something over, trying to resolve something, trying to find your light, find the answer. It feels like you're already in this energy of really looking something over within the self. Is there something I need to change? We have the Queen of Swords. Wow, isn't that interesting energy? Because I feel as though being in the Hermit energy has something to do with finding your truth. The truth maybe about your spiritual self. It could very well be that. The Queen of Swords is all about accepting the truth, also about speaking the truth. You could be in this energy thinking, God, if I open my mouth and say the truth, something could go really wrong or something could go really right. But it does feel like it is a, excuse me. It feels like this Queen of Swords showing up here tells me that you're about to liberate yourself from the Hermit energy. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles. We could be talking about something that is in your Pentacle world. Maybe that's why you're going slow to make a decision. Because it feels like, the Hermit being Virgo, and then we have the Queen of Pentacles here, which is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. It feels as though, this is very interesting. I'll just show you how they're laying on the table here. Because, look at that. Oops. Sorry. That's how they're laying on the table here. So we've got the Hermit was the first card out, but look, the third eye is open. I think whatever you try to accomplish in Hermit energy, I feel like you get the truth about something. It could be over this new moon. I'm just saying, could be over the new moon that's coming. I've forgotten the date. If anybody knows the exact date, maybe you want to put it in the comments. Thank you. We've got the Six of Cups here. Oh, okay. You know what it is? I think that you are overthinking it, or maybe you're looking at the details and wondering how is this going to impact my 3D world, my career advancement, the new job. It feels like I really have to be honest with myself. Is this going to add to my life? Because Pentacles are all about adding things to your life, right? Time, effort, energy, money. You could be spending those things, but because the Six of Cups is here, it makes me feel like I've been to this place before and I wasn't able to make a decision. I think that's why you're in the Hermit energy, trying to be really honest with yourself about what sort of impact this is going to have on you, because the Six of Cups is here. The Six of Cups definitely could be relationship related. It could be family. It could be friends. Love is not cups. Love is emotion. So it does feel like you have some sort of an emotional or nostalgic memory about this. Like it came around before. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the Judgment card. It came around before, and maybe you just weren't ready for it. Maybe you were still thinking about it. Tell me why the Hermit's here. We've got the Ace of Cups. It could have something to do with the heart space. Could have something to do with brand new love, or something that is going to make your heart happy. It feels like almost though with the Hermit energy, you're like, will it make my heart happy? We've got the Magician energy here, and we've got the Seven of Wands. So here's the problem within. It feels like you are in this place where you are protecting yourself, protecting your heart, because the Ace of Cups is here with the Seven of Wands. And I also feel like you're in this mode of creating your own reality. And I just want to create the right reality, the stable, sturdy one, because the Queen of Pentacles is here. But it almost feels like there is something that you're remembering, and maybe you're remembering a happy thought, but it does feel like you're remembering something that happened back there. And now it feels like in this present moment, now you've got the truth about that thing. So I think that's why you might be careful. It's always good to have your boundaries up, y'all. When you have boundaries, nobody's taking advantage of you. You get to say when you have boundaries. And those boundaries are promises you made to yourself. It's not boundaries you put on other people, right? We've got the Chariot in the reverse. So I feel like right now you're not moving anywhere. It feels like you're not sure if you are disciplined enough to step out of Hermit energy and use all those boundaries. Next card out is the Eight of Wands. Isn't that interesting? Because the Chariot is in the reverse, but the Eight of Wands is in the upright. So it's like, hurry up and wait. You really want to go, but you don't know if you have enough information in order to make the right decision. That's what it feels like here. And the Seven of Pentacles. So I want to say that this is something that you have intended on, but haven't taken action on. Because the only other fire energy I see here is the Seven of Wands, which shows somebody protecting themselves, protecting the doorway, putting up their boundaries, standing up for themselves. And I feel with the Seven of Pentacles, this is something that you've intended to work really hard on and grow and nurture. And now I feel like I am ready. Oh, this isn't, look at that. This isn't the 8, this is the 3. So this is about the future and what you're attracting. So I feel like the future is here, and it looks like it is quite abundant here, because I feel like you're working harder on yourself than you realize. So I feel like your intention is to move into the future, but you don't know if you're ready to get the victory. It's almost like you want a guaranteed win, or I'm not moving. If I don't have a guaranteed win, I'm not moving. And then we have the Seven of Cups, which is overwhelmingly emotional. So this is something that is attached to something that is emotional, because we have the Ace of Cups here, and we also have the Seven of Cups. That's 8 cups. It's almost like you stand at the threshold. Well, I'll tell you what I'm seeing in my mind's eye, because I'm clairvoyant, right? I'm seeing somebody standing at the doorway. Everything is out here, stepping onto the porch, and I see that there's a threshold. I'm looking at people's shoes. It does, I'm just going to say, looks like a pair of patent leather shoes that a man would wear. And whatever is going on, it feels like once you step over the threshold, this thing is on. Like, you got to put your hard work into it. But it also feels like with the Seven of Cups that you're sort of overwhelmed emotionally. And the Chariot, by the way, is Cancer energy, which is emotional, very emotional. And the Chariot is in the reverse. So maybe somebody here is way too emotional to make the decision just yet. It could be that. This was my intention anyway, to move into the future and nurture something, but I don't know if I'm ready. I think you're still trying to get the answer. That answer may come over the new moon, because the new moon is the new cycle, right? Tell me more about the outcome. We've got the Six of Wands. Look, that is a place of victory. You know what it is? Maybe you don't like the spotlight, but it feels like there's going to be a lot of people who know what's going on or who are going to cheer you on. And I think that it is the spotlight for you that is the bothersome thing. If I do it, I got to do it out where everybody can see me. And then I'll have the spotlight, and I don't necessarily know if I want the spotlight. We've got the Empress energy, and we've got Temperance. So, what am I getting from the Empress? The Empress and the Six of Wands. So honestly, to me, it does feel like you want some sort of victory in your abundance, victory in being the person who is making all the decisions, independence, because the Seven of Wands is here. It feels like now I've got my boundaries, now I've got my independence. It feels like with the Temperance card that it is something that's about to happen for you. You will know, you will feel it. Temperance isn't quiet and shy when it walks in the room. It just, everything shifts into a very harmonious, kind of very confident energy of, I feel calm. I think I can make this decision. So you could be making this about a person, just saying the Empress is here, right? You could have been attracting this. Maybe you are the Empress, right? You don't have to be a Taurus or a Libra to be the Empress. It's all about wisdom. So if you're a person who's got the wisdom of all the queens, we've got 2 queens that are showing up here. So for me, when the Queen of Swords and the Empress are on the table at the same time, it feels to me that all you have to do is liberate yourself from what you're thinking, or liberate yourself from the Hermit energy. It's time to get out there and do it. But it feels as though you're feeling very overly emotional about what the future could look like, and you want to discipline your emotions because you don't want to make this decision out of emotion. Tell me what is around the corner for Gemini. We've got the Six of Swords, we've got the Eight of Swords, and we have the Justice card. Yeah. So I think this is already in motion, friend. I think that you've thought about it enough. I think you're ready to get out of this Eight of Swords energy. It feels like you are, you're done with overthinking it. There's no other answer I can come up with. You've thought about it to a point of exhaustion, it feels like. But the Justice card is here. It feels like karma is about to show up. And karma is not always a bad thing. I'm going to say that with Justice showing up here in the upright, it feels to me that this is, at the end of all this, you will have learned something. It feels like something's about to come back into balance, or something I would say is about to come into back into balance, back into harmony. But it could also that you're finally going to get your karma if you decide to move forward. The Page of Cups is here. I feel like you're going to surprise everybody. And because the Page of Cups is here, use your intuition, whatever it is that you have for an intuition. I mean, it's the Page of Cups, so it might be just a little bit of, I'm starting to trust myself. It could be that. But having been in the dark night of the soul, and then the Six of Wands is coming back from the fight or the war, it feels to me like you're coming out of a really hard place. Maybe you're not a very good decision maker. Maybe you hold back because you don't want to make decisions. But I feel like you're going to surprise yourself that when you do make the decision and finally get out of your head about it, that everything moves forward to a calmer place. In fact, it moves towards justice. So I feel like something is about to be figured out. I think you're about to build some sort of, maybe it's a commitment that you are going to be taking on regarding the Three of Pentacles. So you're building something, or maybe it's with somebody who used to be a friend, and you want to take that friendship, or maybe it's moving into loveship. It feels like whatever it is, it's very overwhelming because you're trying to intellectualize it, which you'll always do, Gemini, but I don't think it's that easy. I don't think it's that easy. And this is more of an emotional thing than an intellectual thing. And I think that's what you're going to find out as things move into the Temperance energy here. So we do have Sagittarian energy. We have Taurus and Libra. We have Pisces. We have Virgo energy. We have Aries and Libra. We have Cancer. We have Aquarius and Gemini energy here. Libra, Aquarius and Gemini. We have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We have Gemini and Aries energy. I really do think that you're just going to go get it, because you know that you can have whatever you want with the Magician energy. The Hermit is here with Virgo. All right. Let's find out what's going on for you, Cancer. Tell me about Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter signs. Tell me about Cancer. For the next 7 days, tell me about Cancer. Tell me about Cancer. It's a beautiful day. It's our first one without rain or threat of tornado for a long time. Probably a week. Tell me about Cancer. Cancer, we start out with the Queen of Pentacles. We've got the Temperance card. Something's about to happen with your money. It feels like something's about to happen. Money, time, effort, energy, right? All the things that happen in the 3D. Could be your family, your feels like a big purchase to me. As I'm touching these cards, it feels like a big purchase to me. The Temperance card is here. It feels like it's about time for you to make a decision about how you're going to deal with your abundance and your stability. And this could be because you're moving into a new job, or because a job is showing up that's going to take you on a different path. Because when Temperance shows up, it's healing, yes. It could be healing your finances, by the way. We could have this moment of alchemy for your finances if you've been having a hard time financially. Justice is coming. So I'm going to say that for those of you who are in something that is legal, that it feels like it's decided in your favor, and it could be a good chunk of change if that is what is on the line. The Justice card being here tells me that you're finally going to get your karma. Karma is coming into a place of balance, because, I mean, Temperance and Justice coming out here together is really beautiful energy. It feels really beautiful. I'm going to say it's going to be fine. Every little thing is going to be all right. And so I just heard. So I feel like everything is going to be fine. You might be worrying. You might be in a worry phase, because I feel like right now you really can't see what the answer is going to be, because I feel like, because I feel like karma is used as a dirty word sometimes. Like it's used as, I wish that karma on you, but just understand it's not always bad. Karma's not bad. Karma can be good too, right? And then we have the King of Swords. So it does feel, and the King of Swords is next to Justice, by the way. So if you're a person who has somebody, a judge, a lawyer, a magistrate, somebody who's making a decision or something like that, it is going to be said in your favor, because it's Justice is here as restorative, restoring karma. Okay, so it's not something bad. Feels like restorative karma that brings you to a place of healing. And I feel like if it has to do with money and you're in the justice system, it feels like you're going to be all right. Everything's going to be fine in terms of money. But there's somebody here who is the King of Swords who's facing this whole situation head on. And that is Aquarian, Libra, Gemini energy. It does feel like somebody here will have the last say. And it feels like it'll be fairly soon, possibly within the next couple of days for some of you. But it could be within the year for others of you. By Sagittarius season, which begins in November. Tell me about the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, it brings up the Knight of Wands, and then the Three of Wands, and then the Hanged Man. So this is something that has been stopping you from moving toward your future. It feels like I can't do anything else until this is decided. It could be because of the money, but I think it's just because of the stability of the mind it's going to give you. It's going to take some sort of big load off your plate. Like you're going to be able to move a bunch of stuff off your plate. So the Knight of Wands is telling me that something is coming quickly. It's going to destabilize everything for a while, but I'm not going to worry about that right now because Justice is here, which is the stabilizing energy. And so the Three of Wands tells me that there is something coming in the future after a long period of waiting. We've got the Hanged Man here. Something has been in a pause. There has to be perspective here to see exactly what's going on, but the person who has the last word is here. So it feels like whoever is about to make the decision will be making it soon. Tell me more. It's interesting because Charlie just said they're going to cut you out of the tree. Charlie's silly. Charlie's my guide, by the way. So we have the Hanged Man and the King of Swords. It feels like somebody is going to come to a judgment, and it's going to be in your favor. Look, this could even be something about a job or you getting some sort of promotion or a raise. But this official person is here, the one that has the last word. To me, the King of Swords in a reading about money or career is somebody who's making a final decision about what's going to go on with you. But I don't think it's bad because Justice is here and so is the Queen of Pentacles. We've got the Five of Swords. So I feel like in this pause, you're thinking the worst of everything. It's not going to work. I might as well just withdraw my application. It feels like you are having a really hard time when it comes to the Five of Swords. So what's going on in the mind? But just below the Five of Swords is the King of Swords. So when you add 1 to the 5, it's 6, right? And so I feel like things are going to move along here, and you are going to go to a calmer place mentally for sure. That right now you might be in some sort of chaotic mind thing, a thought process, because the Five of Swords is here. But look, then the Four of Swords shows up. So this is something that's very healing. Feels like something's about to go right for a change, I think, and it's about to make you very happy. This is the way you wanted it to go. This was the outcome you were hoping for. And then we have the Sun. That's what's going to be revealed to you, my friend. Happiness, the Sun. It feels like somebody has gone over all the details because the Sun is here with the King of Swords. So everything has been revealed. Nothing is of question. And there is going to be an answer coming up. Whether this is, and it's soon because the Knight of Wands is here. It's charging at you, right? Charging at you, fiery energy. And it's going to give stability because the Knight of Wands is here snuggled up to the Three of Wands. And so in the future, there's about to be stability for you after a long time of pause, or somebody who's trying to get the perspective to get the truth, the King of Swords. Tell me what the outcome is. You're about to celebrate something because the Sun is here with the Nine of Cups. So I think you're about to celebrate something. And look at that. The Ten of Cups just showed up. Yeah, there's about to be some joy, some actual joy, I feel, that's coming up in your life here, Cancer. And it may freak you out a little bit because I don't know that you are very acquainted with joy. Joy can be very terrifying if you've never experienced it before. So it's like, okay, it feels good, but what is about to happen? So the Chariot is here. Yeah. I'm going to say that you're the person that when something shows up that is extremely emotionally happy for you, the Sun next to the Nine of Cups and the Ten of Cups being here, you take it with a little bit of, you take it like the King of Cups. Yeah. You're somebody who's like feeling relief on the inside. grateful emotionally on the inside, but with the Chariot being here, you are getting your victory, but you're disciplined enough with your emotions that you're not going to show it on the surface. Yeah. And we have the Six of Wands. Look, all these cards are pointing to emotional happiness, things you've worked on, being in alignment. It feels like the sun is here shining on the Nine of Cups. No matter what the answer is, you're going to be happy anyway, but I think something's about to work out for you. You're coming out of the dark night of the soul here, and it feels like this Chariot energy tells me that you have disciplined your happiness or emotion, which means to me that this, whether it happens or whether it doesn't, is not going to drag your emotions around. I feel like you're disciplined enough in your emotions that if it doesn't happen, fine. But if it does, let's get ready to celebrate. See what's around the corner. We've got the Two of Swords in the reverse. That's the decision process, friend. I feel like the blindfold is off. Somebody sees it for exactly what it is. The Six of Cups is here, and then we have the Queen of Cups. So I feel like this is... I feel like the blindfold is coming off for you, is what it feels like. I feel as though with the Two of Swords in the reverse, to me, that's the decision process. The blindfold comes off and the Six of Cups is here. It's almost like this decision is going to take you back to a time when you were happiest, emotionally happiest. And the Queen of Cups being here tells me that I think you will share it, because the Queen of Cups is the one who is kind and compassionate and loving. I think that you will share your emotions with people, but I do feel like it at first is going to be overwhelming because the Six of Cups is here with the Queen of Cups. So that's the one who's quite emotional, right? We have the Emperor here. Oh, so look, if this is money or a job, this is like a significant raise. You're going to become the Emperor. You might be running someone's business, or finally your business is getting taken off the ground. It feels like this Queen of Pentacles could be the loan, right? If you're trying to get a loan for something, it feels like it could be because you become the Emperor. It's like now you're in charge of everything. Your time, your effort, your energy, you're independent, you're making all the decisions. So something is being said in your favor here that is going to make you very independently happy. Yeah, very excited. Yeah, I think you're trying to find courage to just wait for the truth to show up. And I think when you do, you will be very liberated, because I feel like you've worked really, really hard on something, Eight of Pentacles here, and you're about to get the best possible outcome. All right. Your readings have been so, like, you've been waiting for such a long time. And I feel, because I'm thinking back about how I'm reading for you, and it feels like you've been waiting for such a long time for your happiness to show up. I really do feel that you're finally going to get it. We have the Emperor, who is Aries. We have Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces energy. We have Leo, more Pisces. We have all these swords here, so Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. We have more Pisces energy, and that Justice card really with the Justice card just came up with the Two of Swords in the reverse. So the decision comes soon, friend. Maybe within the next 6 weeks, because the next card here is the Six of Wands. Wands are weeks for me. Then we have Cancer energy here. We have Sagittarian and Aries energy here. We have more Piscean energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Something is showing up in your 3D and is going to change your foundation. That last reading I did for you was pretty wild and off the chain. There was nothing wrong in that reading, the one I did for you last week. All right, Leo, look, Jupiter's ready to step into your sign, just a little bit away from you. And that's coming within the next week and a half or so. Next week, I think it's the 16th, but don't quote me. Get ready to take the spotlight, friend. Things are going to start to get ready. Get ready. Things are going to start to be really, really good for you. People are going to notice you, and that's not a bad thing. You're going to get a lot of attention, which I know you love. All right, let's find out what's going on for you, Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Let's find out what's going on for the next 7 days. Leo, we've got the Seven of Wands that shows up. We've got the Queen of Swords. It feels like here you need to stand up for yourself and say something. You need to speak the truth. But I think that when you speak the truth, that's going to cause you to have to, I think you're going to speak it from behind your boundaries, which is, I feel like you're going to tune somebody in. It feels like, you are very overgiving, right? And it feels like you will be speaking the truth from behind the boundaries. It feels like you've been stuck at the crossroads of whether I should say it or whether I shouldn't. You're going to finally liberate yourself and say something that is truthful and honest. And I'm just going to be honest, it might cause an ending, but maybe you want it. Maybe you want it that way. Maybe you want something. I feel like this Queen coming up next to the World card tells me that this is more of an accomplishment or a milestone for you, that you're actually standing up and saying it. And look, I never met a shy Leo. Honestly, I've never met anybody who couldn't speak their mind, but it does really feel like this could be something that is kind of, you had to make the decision that you would be okay without it, because I feel like with the World card being here, it could close a door. But I think that for most of you, with the door that it's closing is this inability to be able to just say it honestly and truthfully, regardless of how they take it, because they can be offended if they want to be, because understand that being offended is a choice. You don't have to be offended, right? You can just allow people to have their own opinion. And so I feel like you're just saying it because you realize that you're allowed to have your own opinion. We've got the Three of Wands. So something is going down that's happening in the future here. We've got the Seven of Wands and the Three of Wands on the table. So it feels like you're going to be able to put down some sort of heavy burden that you've been carrying around for a while. And it feels like it's in the mind because the Queen of Swords is here. The World card tells me it took you a very long time, but that's no big aha moment, because we've got the World card, which is all of the fixed signs, and they move super duper slow, including you. You're a fixed sign, so am I, right? Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo. It feels like you are, what I really love about the different decks that I have, this particular one, the Seven of Wands, is depicted as somebody who has made the decision, the Two of Wands in the hand, to jump over the Five of Wands, which is indecision. So I feel like you have made the decision, or you will be making the decision coming up in the future, possibly the next 3 weeks or so, to tell the truth or speak the truth on something. And I feel like you have decided that when you say that thing, if you don't like it, that's an issue, not an ishme. I think that's sort of the energy that you're in. Let's talk about the Seven of Swords. Sorry, the Seven of Wands, not the Seven of Swords. We've got the Nine of Wands, because you're done. It feels like you're like, no more. I am so burnt out from having to handle you and the way that you might get offended should I say something that is not of your belief system. And I don't really care. You can be offended if you want to be, because that's a choice. Tell me more. Oh, I just felt a little, like my chest puffed up for a second. I feel like that's going to be the way that you're going to be. That's what it feels like here. The Ace of Wands is here. Yep. You are, there's a couple of indications. The Seven of Wands and the Three of Wands is the 10. And then I have the Nine of Wands and the Ace of Wands showed up right next door. That's the 10. Look, you are unburdening yourself. You're like, I have no more F's to give. I've reached the end of the road. And then we have the Page of Pentacles. So, you know, the thing is I feel that there is a decision that you knew that you should have made that you didn't make. And you didn't make it because you thought that other people around you would be offended by the decision that you made. We live in a world now where people are being canceled simply because they have an opinion that's different from someone else's. And I feel like you've decided, I'll take it on the chin. I don't care. I'm allowed to have my opinion, and I agree. You're allowed to have your opinion. Let's find out about the what's coming up here. Because I've got the Three of Wands at the bottom, and I've got the Page of Pentacles at the top. So it feels like a message comes in the 3D. So this is not in the mind. It's not swords. It's not cups, right? It's it feels like it's something that's very grounded. Yep, it is, because the Queen of Pentacles just showed up, and then the Three of Pentacles, and then the Four of Cups. So I feel as though you're going to reject something. It feels like with the Four of Cups, you're going to reject something. The Three of Pentacles could be a friendship, could be a partnership. Maybe someone's asked you to get on a business deal. But generally the Three of Pentacles is something or someone that you already know. But it also could be you thinking about the collaborative part of this thing. Is this person going to stay solid? Are they going to continue to move slow with me? It feels like the Queen of Pentacles tells me that we are probably talking about time, effort, energy, or money. Somebody here, it feels like, is going to make some sort of offer that you possibly might reject. It could be that this person rejects who you are and what you stand for, and I don't think you're standing for it anymore. It feels like you might reject the friendship or the partnership because this person isn't allowing you to speak your own mind and have your own opinions. And the Queen of Swords is the person who's liberating themselves and saying, look, I'm just going to tell you the truth, and if you can't handle it, that's not my problem. So the Ace of Swords is here. You're about to have conversation that's very sharp. It's going to bring a clarity and an epiphany for you or for them. It's going to clear everything up. We're going to see everything very clearly, but it might end up in a rejection of ideas, you understand, right? It might end up, this clarity that comes might end up in a rejection of ideas, or it could be end up in the rejection of a friendship or something that we were building together. It does feel like, I feel like you are doing it the way you want to do it because the Queen of Pentacles is here, and that's the person who is who's stable on their own. They make unilateral decisions because they're stable on their own. I don't think you need whatever somebody here is trying to sell you, I would say, with the Page of Pentacles here. What's the outcome for Leo? We've got the Queen of Wands in the reverse. Let's see what comes up with that. We've got the Empress, and we've got the Two of Wands in the reverse. No, that wasn't the plan. The Two of Wands is like, no, we already made the plan, and you're not going along with the plan. But look, we've got the Queen of Wands in the reverse. I think that you know that the person that you were going to partner with, Three of Pentacles, the friendship, that they wanted to move into maybe a love ship. It feels like somebody here, you're tuning them in. You're lazy. I want to go, 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 and you don't want, you want to sit on the sofa and eat bonbons. It feels like you really have things that you want to do. Look, the Empress energy is here. You're used to being a person who makes unilateral decisions. I just said that at 5555. So something here is about to completely and totally change. And I feel like you're a person who's used to making your own decisions. Because you're the Empress, you're like, look, you're on the bus or under it, but I'm going this way. So I feel like that's what this is. Because somebody here is trying to change the plan midway, and you're like, no, that's not how this is going. Tell me what's around the corner. And I think you're going to disappoint somebody. There probably is going to be words, but a decision is going to be made nonetheless with the Two Swords here. We have the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. I can't even write this story. It's writing itself, right? So the Six of Pentacles in reverse is, look, you're not giving me enough. You're breadcrumbing me. I'm giving everything to you, and you're giving me as much as you have to, and not as much as I require. We do have the Eight of Swords in the reverse. I like it. And then we have the Two of Cups. Friends, I think this is probably about some sort of a relationship. Now, the Two of Cups is here, and please understand that the Two of Cups isn't always about romantic love. The Two of Cups is emotion. This is somebody that knows you really well, that you've shared emotions with. So it does feel like there's somebody here who's switching it up in the middle. And you're like, no, that wasn't the plan. That wasn't the plan that we had. Because the Six of Pentacles in the reverse and the Eight of Swords tells me that you are no longer in this place where you can't make a decision about what's going on next. I think you've realized coming out of the Eight of Swords that somebody is breadcrumbing you. And I don't think you're putting up with it anymore. The thing is that I think that you're already entangled emotionally, whether that is platonically or romantically. I feel like you shared emotional secrets with this person. You know, you get a best friend, you share everything with them. But it could be something romantic, right? If that's your lens today. It also could be somebody that you've known for a really long time, because I have the Four and the Two of Cups here, which indicates the Six of Cups, which indicates we've known each other for a really long time. So I think you're about to make a unilateral decision based on being the Empress energy, because somebody here's in the Queen of Wands energy in the reverse. They want you to buy them dinner. They want you to do their nails, do their hair. They want you to buy them a car, whatever it is. I'm not saying it's only women, but you know, there's also men who are looking for someone to pay the bill. It feels like that. It feels like somebody here wants you to pay the bill, and you're like, no, you have to be my partner in this, or this isn't going any further. One more card. The Sun is here, friend. That's you. The Sun is here. And so I feel like you are about to make a decision. Use your discernment, because the Queen of Swords is here. And I feel like what happens next is based on whatever the other person says next. Because I think that you've got all the details. And you're going to be very honest and truthful, because the Sun is here. And you just want to be happy, but also the Sun has revealed everything to you. You see the situation for what it's for. And I think you just don't want to fall in love with potential, because that could wreck your financial situation too, right? This could also be about a job. I mean, take it as it resonates for you. We've got Leo energy, of course. You know what it is? I feel like the universe is setting you up to possibly take the spotlight alone, because I feel like whatever you're stepping into in the future here does not require for you to have someone with you. It does feel like you are supposed to go the next leg alone, because the spotlight is yours and not for anybody else. We've got Cancer energy here. We've got Capricorn, Virgo and Taurus. We've got Aries, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo. We've got Libra and Taurus here. We've got Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Lots of fire in this reading. There's some action that's about to go down. And then we got Sagittarius. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Cups, who is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Virgo. Tell me about Virgo. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me all about my Earth cousin. How you doing, Virgo? Let's find out what's going on the next 7 days. This is not a reading for just the sun signs. Remember that. Tell me about Virgo. We're starting with the Ace of Wands. So some sort of exciting action is about to take place here. We've got, feels like you're about to make some sort of decision to go out on a path that pleases you. We've got the Judgment card here. So I feel like something that you haven't yet taken action on that keeps showing up. I think that something here keeps showing up, and as it keeps showing up, you're not ready for it. But it also feels like you're being asked to make a decision every time it shows up. The universe is saying, look, it's Judgment Day. It's time for you to decide to pick the path, and when you do, it's going to take you on a completely different path than you've ever been on before. I think this kind of excites you at this time, but I think that when Judgment comes around this time, I think you are ready. For me, as an energy reader, the Virgo, the Judgment card is Virgo Pisces energy. So it does feel like something is being resurrected here, and it's going to cause complete and total transformation. There is a spotlight on this. You can see the little owl. Owls indicate death, or something is changing, and so it does feel like this is bringing transformative energy to your life. We do have the Seven of Wands, and we have the Knight of Wands. Interesting. 7, 8, 9 wands here. You're tired of people taking advantage of you. That's what it feels like. You're tired of people taking advantage of your kindness. I would say they're taking your kindness for weakness, and I'll tell you why. Like, I'm seeing that somebody here on the horse, right? We've got the the Knight of Wands energy, and then we have the 7. And so it seems like somebody is it's not somebody who ever gives you any value in your life. It's somebody who shows up when they need something or want something. And I feel like now is the time for you to make a decision that's different from any other decision you've ever made regarding this situation. I feel like this Knight of Wands is heading toward you, but I feel like you're ready with the boundaries. I feel like you've put boundaries up, you've made promises to yourself, and this time around, when the Knight shows up, you're going to be like, no, I've got a different plan. I feel like you've got a different plan here with the Two of Wands. I feel like you're like, no, that wasn't in the plan for me, actually. And I feel like there's somebody here in your life that just shows up and they expect you to just change everything in your life, because everything in their life is kind of going to shit because they don't have any stability and they never stay anywhere for any length of time. Tell me about the Ace of Wands. We've got the Ten of Swords. Yeah. So I feel like this Ace of Wands tells me that maybe it's not so exciting, but maybe it's a creative new way of thinking, because the Ten of Swords is here, and the Ten of Swords is, you've hurt me before, you've betrayed me before, and this time I have a different plan with the Judgment card and the Ace of Wands. This time I have a different plan. I'm taking action this time. I have a different plan. All right. We've got the Fool. And we've got the Eight of Cups. Okay, so I think somebody here is showing up. It does feel like, I mean, it could be whatever situation you want it to be. I don't know if you're looking at this in the lens of romance or not, but it does feel like there is somebody that's showing up in your life soon, And this person is somebody, could be a week, because the Knight of Wands is here. It could be 7 days. For some of you, it could be 8, because the 7 of Wands is here with the Knight of Wands. But at the top of the read, the crown of the read, is the 10 of Swords, the Fool, and the 8 of Cups. I think when this person shows up, you're going to be, no, I've already carried on. My life is already moving forward. I've already leaped into something new, and the 8 of Cups tells me, no, I'm detached from this. I'm not doing this because you have betrayed me before. I'm not giving you a second chance. You've hurt me before. So I feel like this situation is something that keeps showing up, and the universe is asking you, are you ready to deal with it this time? And I think that you weren't. I think you are now, though. We've got the High Priestess that fell out of the bottom of the deck, also with the 6 of Wands, and then the 5 of Wands. So I'm going to say you can count this as a victory. It does feel like you can count this as a victory, but it just doesn't feel like one, because the 5 of Wands is here. It feels like you had so much indecision about what to do, because you maybe heard this person was in town or had a feeling that they were going to show up. It feels like a feeling you had, because you're quite psychic, Virgo, and the High Priestess is here. So I feel like you had a feeling that this person was showing up, because the High Priestess is right above the Knight of Wands on the table here. And the 5 of Wands tells me that although you have indecision, because I don't think you want to do this. I don't think you want to turn away the Knight of Wands. But I think that you're looking at life in this place of, I feel like it's almost like your past is trying to catch up with you. And you're like, no, I'm not there anymore. I'm not there just doing things on the moment because they feel good in the moment, and then you're going to be gone again. I'm not going to do that. One more card here. The Ace of Pentacles. You've become more solid, more sturdy. You're more planned. You're planting seeds. You're trying to grow your abundance. It feels like this person shows up, and although you're in indecision, I would say, battling the inner self, this is a victory, because the 6 of Wands is here. Understand, this is a victory for you, but it doesn't really feel like it because the 5 of Wands is here. But I feel like your intuition was telling you that something was going down, and I think you're right. So I feel like you're leaving this behind, because you're never going to allow somebody to get you twice, right? You do it once, I'll remember it forever, right? That's what you do. You don't miss a damn thing, right? You did that, and I am not going to have this thing happen again. On the outcome here, we have the Chariot and the 10 of Pentacles. Look, you're on the way to, maybe you've got a new relationship and it's long term. Maybe you're in this really great career, but it feels like this is, you're making now like lots of money, or you have a lot of abundance, or you've signed on for something that's long term, and it feels like it's really good, because it's really brought you a lot of healing, a lot of abundance, a lot of wish fulfillment. And the Chariot energy coming here says, no, brah, I am disciplined in my emotions now, and you can't play on my emotions. So I think that's what it is, that you can't this person can no longer play on your emotions. That's what it feels like. You're not going to allow it, because I feel like you're thinking about it now. Like, it feels like you were taking action before, but it feels like now you're thinking about it now. What do we have here? Around the corner, we do have the 6 of Swords. The Magician, I like it. The Page of Swords, I love that. I love that. I love that, because the Page of Swords is, look, I've watched you, and I've got all the details, and I've studied you, and I know why you're here. But guess what? I've already moved along, and the Magician is here. So you've now got way different tools. Maybe you already always had the tools, but you weren't able to use them. But I think you're using them now, and you're using them in a good way to move forward from chaos to the calm. So I feel like this 8 of Cups here is also saying, look, you're doing it without emotion. Yeah, your emotions are disciplined here. So you're going to be like, no, sorry, that's not the way it's going down this time. I think you're really in control of self. One more card. We have the 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. This person is hoping that when they show up for you, that you are still the person who had no confidence, no self-confidence, the person who still needed them for something, maybe money or excitement, or, getting between the sheets. It feels like somebody here is hoping that you are in the 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. But I think what they're going to find is that you've already stepped into your Empress energy. Whether you are the man or the woman, you are confident. It feels like you have grown your abundance. I'm never going to allow anyone else to talk me out of it or take it away. And that's what it feels like. So I feel like you're turning someone away, possibly someone from the past that's trying to catch up with you. We do have Virgo energy here. We have Aries. We have Leo, Gemini, Aries, We have Aquarius, Pisces, more Aries energy, and Gemini. We have Virgo and Pisces energy. I think you're really in your intuitive era, where you're like feeling it out, and you're not into repeating cycles, because the Judgment card is here and says, look, if you keep treating it as you always treated it, it's going to keep coming up until you make the right decision for your life. And so I think you're doing that right now. Got Cancer energy as well. Three of Wands is here. Could happen in 2 to 3 weeks, friends. Excuse me. All right, Libra. Let's find out what's going on with you. Libra, my Venusian friend. I think some good things are coming up for you. Check with your nearest astrologer and you will know why. Tell me about Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Libra. What do I need to know about Libra in the next 7 days? We have the Four of Wands. There it is. Oh, I like that. Look, Four of Wands and the King of Pentacles. It feels like you're either ready to settle down or take your finances to the next level, or something really valuable. It also could end up being a purchase of a house or a home. It feels like you are taking something to the next level here. The King of Pentacles also tells me that you are really sure of yourself. It feels like you have a lot of wisdom as it pertains to your 3D world, and something here is going to the next level. And because the King of Pentacles is here, it's financial. It's time, effort, energy, money, or your health. It feels like something in the 3D here is stabilizing itself or going to the next level, possibly. Tell me more. Two of Wands. Yeah, it feels, Charlie just said in my mind's eye, and I saw the fingers just like that. One decision. You're one decision away from being independently confident, independently wealthy. Something here that is going to be really good for your Pentacle world, because something here is stabilizing. I think some sort of plan is coming to fruition. It feels as though you may have been stuck for a while trying to make some sort of decision about something, and now that it's showing up as the King of Pentacles. So I feel like you're about to get some really good stability. I feel like you're going to be building your own kingdom. So it does feel like the purchase of a house, but we do have the Four and the Two of Wands here, which tells me victory after a really hard time, after the fight or after the war. The Nine of Pentacles tells me that you are making this decision unilaterally. You're not asking anybody else. It feels like you have built yourself the confidence, good reputation, money. Your health is good. It feels like you are doing good on the outside, on the inside. Oh, we just had the Fool. I like it. The Fool. Oh my gosh. The Ten of Pentacles. Look, Libra, something's going down here. Look, we have the Fool. We have the Seven of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. So it feels to me like there is something here that you've been really intentional about. And your intention is, if I should ever find work, or things were to get better, or I had a chance to get more financially balanced, or something that could balance in my Pentacle world, I'm going to take it. It feels like the Fool is like, I'm going to do it. I feel like it shows up out of nowhere, like it surprises you. I'm going to say, if you're not surprised by it, it's showing up sooner than you think. It's a bunch of good news that's showing up here. The Ten of Pentacles tells me that something is about to get better, because, not just because, Tinkerbell showed up to sprinkle wishful energy on you, right? It's not because of that. It's like, it's really out of spite, I want to say. Charlie just said it's out of spite, because it feels like with the Seven of Pentacles here, that it's like, you told everybody, I'm going to do it. And people are like, no, it's going to take so long. And that's really the world is in that energy right now, that they don't see the value in taking your time to do something that will last for like the next 10 years or the next 17 years. I'm looking at Pentacles, and Pentacles are years for me. So I think that you're about to get an offer. I think this place, oh, what's that? Hang on, I got a song for you. Oh, it's Shallow. So I'm in the deep end. So Something about diving in. So you are diving into the deep end. So it's something here that I feel that you've been readying yourself for a while to jump into the deep end of something here. Dive in, I'll never hit the ground. So yeah, it feels, the song Shallow, I think that there's something here. This could be a romantic thing. Look, I don't see any cups, but it could be because Shallow is not necessarily about work or time, effort, or energy. It's not about career, but I feel like this reading could very well be that. It's whatever it is, it's something that you've really planned on, nurtured, worked on, something that transformed you in the work process, and something that you are about to get a good return on here. Look, we got the Seven of Swords. We have the Star and the Empress. There's something here that is being concealed from you. I don't see, I very rarely actually see the Seven of Swords. It's only in special occasions or special situations where I see the Seven of Swords as deceit. I don't see it as deceit. I feel like there's something here. This crow is holding the sword upside down. So it's something you've been unclear on, something that is being concealed or being hidden from you. And the next card out is the Star. What's being healed from you, what's being concealed from you is healing, is a wish fulfillment that's showing up. But look at this. It comes with a lot of money or abundance, or a person. Maybe it's an Empress. Maybe you are the Empress, right? The Empress is Libra and Tauran energy. So I feel like it's either wish fulfillment for the Empress, or you could be somebody who, what is being concealed from you is maybe you can't see that the Empress is trying to attract you. If you're somebody who is not the Empress, if you're someone who is the Empress, I feel like what you don't see is that you've been attracting someone or something or money or whatever it is. You've been attracting this thing. And I feel like it's your wish fulfillment, but maybe because the Seven of Swords is here, you don't believe that it's going to show up. Tell me more. You're about to go to the next level of something, though, for sure, whatever it is. Queen of Swords is here. So that's your energy. That is Libra, a little bit of Virgo as well. But it feels here that something is about to... This thing is not going to rock your balance. It's going to give you harmony and balance. But I feel like it's also going to force you into a next level. So when the Queen of Swords shows up, it's like it's going to force you into telling the truth or saying something pretty honest, and not everybody's going to agree with it, but I don't really think you care because it's going to benefit you. It feels like when I see, and I often do, see the Queen of Swords and the Empress on the table at the same time, it feels like there is maybe a test coming or something that is going to test you as to whether you will stand up and liberate yourself and actually say what you mean and mean what you say. The Queen of Swords doesn't ever jump in the middle of an argument and start fighting people with her sword. She's a person who's just going to simply state what is going on and doesn't really care if people agree with her. So, or him, right? Depending on whether you're in your feminine or masculine energy. But this Empress energy, I feel like you're being really truthful and honest with yourself in some respect. This could be about a person who is an Empress. You could be the Empress. But I feel like you're finally being honest with yourself about something when it shows up. And what I think is showing up is wish fulfillment. So I think you're like, yeah, I guess I really did want that. I was trying to ignore it, but I think I really did want that. This is your time to step forward or take a leap because the Fool is here. It might be a lot of hard work, I'm just saying. Let's look at the outcome. The outcome is the King of Wands. It's the World card. And it's the Lovers. What's going on here? So you're making a choice to close a door. And it feels like it could be a door that you're closing because you want to end some sort of a chapter in your life. I feel like you are, if you are the masculine, I feel like you are stepping into this age of wisdom. It almost feels like, I'm looking at the King of Wands here, and in this particular deck, it almost feels like you're stepping into your villain era. I'm just going to say that you're like, no, I don't really care what you say. I don't care. This is what the truth is. This is what the truth is as I see it from my point of view. So come on in, sit down, we'll have a conversation, but don't expect me to agree with everything you say. And if you're able to be diplomatic enough, like the Queen of Swords, if they're able to be diplomatic enough, I think you will use your wisdom to close some sort of door, but I don't think you're doing it in a fiery way. I don't think you're slamming the door. I think that you're doing it in a very logical way, that you're just going to state your case. And I feel like if it's a no, then I'll close the door. If it's a yes, then the door closing is a good thing because then the Lovers is here. I've made my choice. It could be something romantic, but the Lovers always gives me this duality of if it works, if it doesn't. I'm going to close the door anyway. Either way, the chapter is done. Whether it works out for me, maybe we close the door and we carry on to a different chapter, or maybe I just close the door and leave it where it is. But I feel like you're going to be really honest and truthful with yourself about what decision you're making, because either way, you're moving to the next level of something very valuable in your life. Tell me what's around the corner for Libra. We've got the Four Cups, the Eight of Swords. Oh, I really love this, because the Four Cups, Eight of Swords is telling me I'm going to reject anything that confuses me. Anything that confuses me that I start having to overthink, I'm just going to reject that thing because I'm tired of it. I have just got this energy here, I'm just going to say it energy, which is sort of along the lines of the Queen. Look, the Queen never means to ruffle feathers. It's just going to speak the truth. But truly, Gemini doesn't care. Gemini is like, that's your issue. It's an issue, not an issue me. Right? I don't really care. Sort it out. So I feel like that you think that you may have to reject something here because it doesn't go along with your plan. But I feel like you have enough wisdom that you know you'll be okay if you have to reject it. And that's what it feels like here. One more card. Oh, Judgment. So, universe is asking you to finally make this decision. Make the decision, Libra. That's what it feels like. Please make the decision. Because it feels like it's going to lead you to wish fulfillment here. It's going to lead you to wish fulfillment, or it's going to lead you to being in alignment with self. And the Judgment card is saying, look, this is coming back around again because the last time it was here, you ignored it, or you weren't ready for it, or you couldn't make a decision on it. I'm asking you to resurrect this old thing so you can look at it again and finally close the door. World card. Make a choice and close the door. And that's why this thing is coming up. It's not to terrorize you. It's not a bad thing. It's just that there's something here that in your wisdom, I think you've got more wisdom now than you had before, and you're ready to make the decision. So it feels like you are going to the next level of something, either way. So it doesn't really matter whether the door closes or not. You're still on your way to more money, more time, more effort, more energy. Maybe you're going to be heading off to a place where you've got now friends, Three of Pentacles, friends, that you're building new friends in a new group, and these people are collaborating with you. We've got Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo. We've got Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, and Gemini. We've got Virgo and Pisces, and then we have Libra and Virgo. We have Taurus and Libra, Aquarius and Gemini. Yeah, we've got Libra, Gemini, Aquarius here. We've got Aries and Cancer, more Aquarius. We've got Virgo and Taurus. We've got Aries and more Aries and Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. All right. Let's go, Scorpio. What's going on for you, friend? Tell me about Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for the next 7 days. Tell me about my Scorpies. What's going on for you for the next 7 days, Scorpio? Eight of Pentacles, first card out. Then we have the Moon, we have the King of Cups, and we have the Nine of Swords in the reverse. You now have enough information to make the decision based on the thing that you feel showing up. Things are not as they seem when the Moon energy is here. And next to the Moon energy is the King of Cups. So I feel like you're about to make some sort of a decision here. It's deeply emotional, but I don't think you're going to worry about it anymore because it feels like you've got enough information. Eight of Pentacles. You've got enough information to make a decision. It feels like a deeply emotional decision. The Moon, things are not as they seem. I don't think you have to worry about it, I'm going to say, because the Nine of Swords is in the reverse here with the Moon energy. I think that you're trying to hold all these feelings under the surface here. The King of Cups is you, right? You could be working on something emotional that you're not really sure how it's going to go. I think that the main thing here is to stop worrying about it. It's going to work out as it is. And I don't know that you have much control over the outcome. Or maybe you feel like you don't. Maybe that's why the Moon card is here. I think you work really hard to be the King of Cups. So I feel like you work really hard to not show everybody on the surface how you're feeling about something. I think you're worried about something emotional. Tell me about the Eight of Pentacles. We've got the Five of Swords. I think you're worrying about some sort of, it's a few things for me. It's a money negotiation because the Five of Swords is here with the Eight of Pentacles. But I think that you are also, Charlie just said, I don't have authority over that. That's not my wheelhouse. Like, it almost feels like you want to make a decision about something, but I don't have authority over that. We've got the Four of Pentacles, and we've got the Hermit energy. You are holding on to something really tight here. It feels like you're fighting yourself mentally. You're being asked not to worry about it, but I feel like it's getting harder and harder for you to hold your feelings under the surface. It's getting harder and harder for you to be stoic in all of this. With the Hermit energy here, I feel like the Hermit energy is giving me this energy of you trying to find an answer or trying to get an answer about something. The Hermit's going over themselves. You're wondering if it's your fault. That's what it feels like. I'm just trying to check it out. I feel like you're blaming yourself for something here. Five of Swords, Four of Pentacles, Hermit. It feels like you are holding on to some sort of thought pattern. And it does feel like you're closed off emotionally. It feels like you haven't made a decision about something that's deeply emotional. You are fighting yourself in Hermit energy. It feels like you're blaming yourself for something. Yeah. Something emotional that I think the universe is saying, look, in the Moon energy, you never know what's going on, right? It is what it is. And the truth of the matter is you don't know what's going on. You can't read everybody's mind. You can't make a decision for everyone. I think you're blaming yourself for an argument or a fight. It feels like you're up in your head with the Five of Swords here. We've got the High Priestess in the reverse. Okay, so I feel like there's something that is to be revealed here, or something you're not saying that I think that you want to reveal here to somebody. The Fool is here, and the Ten of Pentacles. Scorpio. I know you better than you think you do, because we are opposite signs on the astrological wheel, which means we are opposites, and that we think more alike than we do not alike, right? So with the High Priestess in the reverse and the Fool and the Ten of Pentacles, I think that what you're keeping quiet and fighting with yourself emotionally about is that you really, it's been revealed to you, I feel, is that you really do see the an opportunity to take a leap of faith into something that might be quite permanent or very valuable. I feel is something that you want to do, but I feel like you are in this energy of Virgo, this Hermit energy here, really working on an answer. I'm going to say it feels like a negotiation is what it feels like. It feels like a negotiation. It could be a financial negotiation for some of you, but it feels like you're holding on to something you said or something you did that caused an argument or a fight or a disagreement, and you're blaming yourself for it. I feel what's going to be revealed to you, or what's going to be revealed while you're in Hermit energy, is that you really do want to take a leap of faith. You really are ready to take this leap of faith, and although it's terrifying, it's exhilarating. And I think that you see that there's only value here. If I decide to jump in, there's only value here, a lot of value. Ten of Pentacles, right? It's going to be good for my health, my time, my effort, my energy. And then we have a Queen of Pentacles. So it could be about a Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I'm going to say that it could be about that, or it could be making the best decision for your kingdom, for whatever's going to grow. And so it feels like I do see the value in this. I think somebody's ready to add to me and not necessarily just take from me. It feels like you're negotiating that in the Hermit energy, but you're holding back because you think that saying something might cause an argument, or you're blaming yourself for something. There's something here that you're really working on, and I think it's keeping all the emotions underneath the surface. I think you want to show somebody your emotions or reveal them, because the High Priestess is touching the King of Cups, and I feel like you want to let go of some sort of worry you've been holding under the surface here. Tell me what the outcome is. We've got the King of Wands. We've got the Justice card and the Strength card. I feel like with the King of Wands here that you feel that you're justified by chasing what you want. I think that you've really been holding back with your fire, holding back with your emotions. It feels like you're in this very stoic energy. But it also feels like the King of Wands here is looking into the future saying, I think that'll work though. Should I go get it? Justice card is here. I think there is karma or harmony to be had here. It feels like karma's being cleared. Or because you're making a decision on something that I feel that you've been harboring or holding back a long time, the Strength card being here, that Justice is saying, go ahead, find your courage and go get it. This is your karma. Something here is about to come into balance. There's harmony to be had here. And I feel like you've been holding back with this King of Wands, King of Cups energy. You've been holding back your emotions. You've also been holding back your passion. I think you're really passionate about somebody. It could be the Queen of Pentacles. Could be a Virgo. Queen of Pentacles is Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. It could be an Aries. Tell me what's around the corner here for Scorpio. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, I think, ooh, you want to offer something emotional. Yeah, that's what it looks like. The Queen of Cups is here. I feel like this other person, whoever they are for you, this is someone who's grounded, who's solid, who's stable, who's independent. This person doesn't really need you. And maybe that freaks you out just a little bit, right? They don't need your money. They don't need your time, efforts, or energy. It feels like this person is very kind and compassionate and loving. I feel like you want to give this person an offer, quite literally. I think you want to give this person an offer. The Queen is here, and the hand is holding that pentacle straight out to the Queen here. We've got the Eight of Swords, but you're caught in your head. It feels like you feel your hands are tied. So that could mean a few things. Your hands are tied. You're not listening to your intuition possibly, or something financial, something in your life is going on that keeps your hands tied. So it feels like you're thinking about it over and over, but I can't act on it right now because the King of Wands is here wanting to act. There could be something legal going on for you that I feel like you want to get that thing figured out before the past and the present collide. Yeah, I think that's what it is. One more card. Yeah, I think that's what it is, friend. I think that's what it is because you're struggling not to say something. You're struggling not to be very honest with somebody about how you feel or what the harboring the feelings that you really do feel passionate about them, that you want to just go get what you want. But I feel like with the Five of Wands and the Queen of Swords that there is something here that you have to face that could be legal possibly, where there's something here that you need to keep this person at a distance right now because they don't fit in your life right now. It feels like there's something going on that you need to figure out. You need to be honest and truthful about with this person, at least about holding back, because I feel like it's a battle for you not to say the truth or say something to them that is truthful. I think you're hiding from them because I feel like the King of Wands, just when you see this person, you just want to go and get them. But I feel like you can't for some reason. Okay, so the moon is here. So that is Scorpio and Pisces. We got a new moon coming up. Maybe you'll make a decision around the new moon. We've got Virgo and Libra here. We've got Aries, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Oh, we have Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. We've got Aries, Gemini energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, Leo. We've got Libra energy, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. Oh, look what's in the future. All right, you go from sadness to happiness. You go from regret to absolute elation. There's something here that's coming to the surface, and it's going to excite you. Well, look at this. The Emperor's here. I feel like you're going to go chase something. You're going to go chase your happiness. It feels like you will make the decision to go chase your happiness, friend. Aggressively. And so that's when something changes. Yeah. Something's got to end. That's really weighing heavy on you here. Something's got to end first in order for you to be able to chase whatever is making you very happy. Oh, I can't remember. Did I do that? Did I do it? I'm trying to remember whether I just went through all the cards or not. I think I did. Maybe I didn't. Okay. You know, I'm just going to go over it again just in case I didn't. So I've got Virgo, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. Yes, I think I did. I remember doing this. Libra, Aries, Virgo, Leo, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. Yeah, I did all that. Okay. Sorry, I get in the channel, and when I'm in the channel, everything else is like, what? Like, I can't get out. All right. Let's take a look at Sagittarius. A fire family, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. How you doing, Saggies? How you doing? Hope you're well. Let's find out what's going on for you in the next 7 days. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Sag. Okay, King of Pentacles is the first card out. Why is that? Oh, Star is here with the King of Pentacles. So I feel like somebody here, if you have been having a hard time financially, I think something is about to give here. I feel like your finances are about to be healed. And for others of you, it feels like there is some sort of hope about getting financially stable. Look, it doesn't have to mean that you have millions of dollars, but I feel like things start to, the ends begin to meet at the end of the month. It feels like things are healing slowly, I would say. Not having financial stability has left you quite vulnerable, and I feel like you're just ready and waiting to get out of that energy. There's some sort of a wish fulfillment that's showing up that is going to give you more stability, time, effort, energy. Maybe something to do with your health. This is the King of Pentacles can be health, and the Star is here for healing. We've got the Queen of Pentacles, and we've got the Sun. There's a realization going on here. I think that something you've been hopeful about is about to show up. I'll show you how it's looking here on the table. If I can do it without dropping it all. There we go. We've got the King of Pentacles at the top. We've got the Queen of Pentacles underneath the King. We've got the wish fulfillment here, and we've got the Sun. So it feels like it could be, definitely could be something that is relationship related. It could be that you've been hoping that someone is going to come forward and be honest, truthful, grounded, but something's about to be revealed when the Sun shows up. So it's going to be very healing, whatever it is. It could be about your job, your career, your finances, of course. Queen of Pentacles and King of Pentacles. It could be about your kingdom. It could be about your career path. It also could be about someone who shows up who's very much like you, whether they were an earth sign or not. The earth signs, like the signs of the cards, mean a whole lot less than you think they do in tarot. So this means that this person's energy is very grounded, very slow moving, someone who's trustworthy, someone who isn't going to run at something, there's like somebody showing up who mirrors your energy, who you recognize as yourself. They are very honest, they're very truthful, and they're coming in to give you some sort of clarity because the Ace of Swords just showed up. We've got Temperance, there's you, and we've got the Magician energy. So it does feel like, I'm going to say the moment of alchemy. We never know when that is, right? It's when the universe decides that it's time for something to come into order, something to be healed. I feel as though with the Magician energy, it feels like somebody shows up to tell you their plan. Like, this is how I'm creating my future. Are you interested in that? If it's something that is romantic for you. This also, because of the King and the Queen that are here, it could be in the workplace, and possibly your boss sees themselves in you and knows that you're capable of going to the next level in whatever it is. Wish fulfillment could be the upgrade in the job or the career path. But something here is to be revealed, and the Sun is next to the Magician. So I feel like either a planet's revealed or something that you hoped would happen or that would show up in order for you to continue to create your own reality, that is about to be revealed to you here. This could be about a person, could be about time, effort, energy, money, or your kingdom, your job, your career. We've got the Eight of Swords, we've got the Seven of Swords, and we've got the Chariot. What you don't see, what you're overthinking, is something is about to move ahead, because I feel like you've disciplined something. It feels like you've disciplined yourself financially. You're spending less. You're earning more, possibly. But the Chariot is here. That's a disciplined energy. It's disciplined emotions. It almost feels like somebody doesn't give two craps if this person shows up. If they do, fine. If they don't, fine. I don't care. I'm moving forward anyway. But I do believe that the Seven of Swords tells me that there is something that is being concealed that you're not aware of. Something that I feel that you think about a lot, because the Eight of Swords is here. And the Eight of Swords is here speaking, like touching the magicians. It's almost like they're speaking to each other. For me, that's how I read. The energies blend themselves. So to me, the Eight of Swords and the magician is, I've been thinking and thinking and thinking about something, someone. That's manifestation, right? What you think about, you bring about. So I feel like that there is something in your manifestation treasure chest, because we're always manifesting lots of shit, right? There's something in your manifestation treasure chest that's about to be revealed, and it's the World card, an accomplishment or an achievement here of closing some sort of chapter of overthinking something. It's time for you to move forward. Tell me why the World card is here. We got the Four of Pentacles. It's something you've been holding on to really, really tightly. The Knight of Cups is here with the Six of Wands. Okay, well, it feels like somebody might be coming to fight for you. So, like, it feels like something that you've been holding on to. I feel like, you know what? I feel like you're like, okay, it's not showing up. Fine, I understand. I've been trying to manifest this thing for years and it's not showing up. King and Queen of Pentacles. I thought that person was my perfect person, but I guess they're not showing up. And we always think that. We think because it didn't show up at the time we wanted it to, that it's never going to show up. But I think that the universe, really, the plan is that they want you to stop needing it. And I feel like you stop needing it because the World card is here. And I feel like you have disciplined your emotions about this thing, but what's concealed is that the Four of Pentacles here, whatever you've been holding on really tightly to, the Knight of Cups, which could be emotions, or I wish I had a partner, or I really want to meet somebody. Pardon me, the Seven of Wands is, sorry, the Six of Wands is here. Somebody here is about to fight for you. The Colosseum is here. It feels like there is a victory after some sort of really dark period in your life, and I feel it has to do with the Knight of Cups. Somebody just sort of meanders into your life is what it feels like. Tell me about the outcome. And understand that I think that if you need it, I'm not talking about you. I think it's about somebody who's just on their path, doing their thing, focusing on them. I don't really need it at this point. I feel like it's never going to show up. It's been years that I've been manifesting this thing and it's not showing up. So I feel like you don't really care if it does or not, and that's why it is going to show up. The outcome, we've got the Nine of Swords. We've got the Ten of Wands. Yeah, you just stopped worrying about it. Is what you did. I love that. That's exactly what I was talking about it. You just put down your worry. So I'm no longer harboring worry about it. The worry that I'm never going to be able to meet someone who really feels deeply about me. I think you just sort of drop that. You're like, okay, well, I can love myself. You know what it is? I think somebody here has decided to love themselves as much as they would a partner. And that's where the true transformation comes, right? So it feels like you know that you're compassionate, kind, and loving. You know that, but also this Queen of Cups is also quite psychic or empathic, right? And so I feel like you decided, I'm just not going to worry about that anymore. I'm not going to carry it around. Tell me what is around the corner then for Sagittarius. The Judgment card. I love that. The Queen of Swords. What? And the Three of Swords. It does honestly feel like someone's coming back round. I feel like it's the person you've been manifesting, and I feel like someone here is about to be really honest with you about the Three of Swords. Either they hurt you, or they may have hurt you in the past, Sagittarius. But I feel like you've healed from it because the Queen of Swords is here and the Three of Swords is here. That's Four Swords for me. It feels like you've already healed from this and you don't really give a shit if they show up or they don't. So I feel like that's why they are. So the Queen of Swords is here and now you have boundaries. Now you have boundaries and you're like, I'm just going to tell you exactly how I feel. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm just going to say it. Because you, with the Judgment card, like things only show up again for you. Things that are meant for you will never pass you by. And I'm not saying that this person is meant for you in terms of romance or whatever. I feel like they're supposed to show up so you can show them you are now the Queen of Swords. You don't put up with people's crap. I'm just going to tell you like it is. Because when you hurt me, you just told it to me like it is. So thank you for the lesson. You turned me into the Queen of Swords, and I'm just going to tell you where it's at. What happens after that? What happens after that? This is somebody you know. Yeah. I feel like this person is showing up to reminisce. One more card. Because they are not healed. You know what they're expecting? They're expecting for you to heal them, for you to bring things into balance. Oh, yeah. I feel like they're showing up for reasons that they want a reunion, friend. I got the Three of Cups. I got the Moon. The Hierophant. They're coming to you because you know something that they don't, or you have been on your own path for so long. I feel like you are in the Emperor energy, but I feel like this person could be the Emperor. I feel like the Emperor has a plan because the High Priestess is next. It feels like you don't know the plan, but you might feel the plan. But the Eight of Wands is in the reverse. So you're like, is it showing up or not? And then you decide, I don't really care. Because it didn't work out for us last time. And I don't really care anymore. Because I'm the magician, I can do what I want when I want to do it. So because you don't care, poof, here they come. We have the Queen of Cups. So that's Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. We have Sagittarius energy with Libra and Scorpio and Gemini. And we've got Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo. You haven't seen this person for a long time. I think you consider this done and dusted. You consider it over. But I think there's something here you can't see that's concealed from you. Libra and Aquarius and Gemini and Virgo, Pisces energy, Leo, the sun is about to reveal something to you. The Queen of Pentacles is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We got more Pisces energy. Yeah, this person is showing up with a bit of a dreamy energy. I think that you saw the potential in them before, and maybe now you're looking at more with swords, more logically. Sagittarius is here because I feel like the moment of alchemy is showing up for you. The moment that you've been hoping is, maybe you've been in your mind saying, if they ever show up again, I think this is the moment for you. That you're going to get to say what you wanted to say. Say what you want to say and let the words fall out. I want to see you be brave, Sag. All right, Capricorn. What's going on for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter? Tell me about Cappies. Capricorn in the next 7 days. Tell me about Capricorn. We've got the Hierophant. Standing on business, kind of immovable. The Three of Wands is here. Are you about to make a commitment in the future? To what? Six of Wands. Something that is going to be happy or victorious might be a commitment, friend. Am I blowing the secret? Like, is somebody going to want to take your relationship to the next level or put the spotlight on you? It almost feels like a proposal. That's for those of you, of course, that are in a relationship. I do hear that sometimes in the comments, but I'm not in a relationship. Well, then I guess it's not for you, is it? Just saying. All right, Temperance is here. Look, you're not going to know when this stuff shows up, but you're going to be surprised. It feels like it's something here is being healed, and it feels like you're going to be in the spotlight. People are going to be cheering. Like, on my mind's eye, I'm seeing someone on their knee, like proposing to someone else. The future is going to bring a commitment for something. Tell me what the commitment is all about, because the Hierophant is here. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. Someone might ask you to move in with them. The Eight of Pentacles and the Fool. It feels like somebody that you've been with for more than a year. I mean, for some of you, it's a year. Some of you, it's 8 or 9 years. It feels like you're not expecting this because maybe this isn't something you guys ever talked about. The Fool is here, and it does feel like there is some sort of leap of faith that is going to be required. So I'm going to say that I know that you are kind of immovable when you make a decision, and this might not be in your organized plan. I know that you're very organized and planned. But the Fool is here with the Eight of Pentacles. I feel like somebody's been working really hard behind the scenes to adorn something. And I'm looking at this. It feels like to adorn something, like maybe they're getting new furniture for the house, or it feels like somebody is preparing something. You know, the Queen of Pentacles is the one that's always taking care, right? I'm going to treat you, I'm going to be kind with you. But also somebody who is very stable, and somebody who's very CEO-like. That's your energy, but it feels like you are somebody who is thinking about, no, it's not you that's thinking about it. It feels like somebody else is thinking about, I wonder if I really make this look really beautiful, will they say yes? It feels like somebody's like planning a proposal, or asking you to move in, or something like that. I think the Fool and the Temperance here is like the moment of alchemy. There's going to be excitement. The Page is here. It feels like a new beginning. The Page of Wands, it feels like an electric moment here. We've got the Knight of Wands. And then we got the Two of Swords, and there's your decision that you have to make here. The Knight of Wands is here, and it's coming at you pretty quick, friend. Probably within a week or so. It feels like there is a decision here for you to make, because the Page of Wands is here, the Knight of Wands is here. That's two wands. There's a plan going on behind the scenes here that you don't see. Somebody is planning for the future. That's what it feels like. I don't know. I feel like the Hierophant could be commitment, but I also feel like it's like an immovable kind of energy. Somebody who's not going to take no for an answer. Somebody who's never going to give up on you, regardless of whether you say yes or no. So I feel like something's coming in the moment of alchemy that's quite exciting, friend, and it's showing up without, I don't think you expect it. And so the Two of Swords is here. It feels like it's a really important decision, and you're going to be at the crossroads in your mind. I don't think you'll answer right away. We've got the Four of Pentacles, but I think you've been holding on to hope that it would happen. Yeah. Maybe you thought that the person that you were with was closed off to marriage, or closed off to moving in together, because this can also be shut off, shut down. Someone here who doesn't normally show their emotions or their feelings, but I feel like this is showing up sooner than you think. We do have the Five of Wands. See, it's sort of indecision. It's indecision because you're at the crossroads. It feels like somebody presents something to you and it's on the spot. And I think that's the problem. You like to plan stuff, right? You like to plan shit. You don't want to have to answer right in the moment. We've got the Empress here. Yeah, it does feel like that you are, I feel, going to be in indecision about whether or not to create this new cycle. The Hermit energies here. I feel like you're going to think about it. Yeah. It feels like something that deserves a lot of thought, a lot of inner thought, a lot of meditation. Somebody here might ask you to have a child with them. They might ask you, like, do you want to have a baby? Somebody could tell you that they're pregnant with your baby. And I don't know how you're going to feel about that if that's the case. Maybe you're a person who thought you never wanted to bring kids into the world. What's around the corner here for Capricorn, please? We've got the Four of Swords in the reverse. Oh boy. Look, I'm just feeling like if this is somebody who's coming to you to tell you that they're pregnant, this is somebody that you don't really talk to a lot. You don't really have a whole lot of, it's been quiet. Like you don't really have a whole lot of contact with them. I think that's, and you know, the Hierophants here, that's commitment. Like that's a big commitment, right? It's a lifetime commitment. Not necessarily to the person who's carrying the child, but to the child, right? We've got the Lovers here, and we've got the Five of Pentacles. Ugh. Okay, so it looks like, I'm going to say a few things here. It looks like either somebody's going to ask you, can we have children? Are you ready to have kids? For others of you, it feels like someone's taking something to the next level, adorning the home, making something beautiful, maybe proposing marriage. It feels like a life is going to change because something really big is happening in the pentacle world, right? We have a lot of pentacles here. And so it changes like that because Temperance is here. And it will even everything out, and it will be healing because it might be something you suspected. It might bring two people back together who are not really speaking to each other. The Five of Pentacles is here next to the Lovers. It feels like somebody was on the outside looking in, but now wants to choose you. So I'm going to say that somebody feels as though we don't talk a lot. And if you don't talk a lot, I'm talking about the pregnancy thing. If you are in a relationship with somebody, it could be the marriage thing. One more card. Strength. Somebody has to face their fear. There's some great clarity showing up here, but for all of you, I think that you already know this person. And then we have the Tower. So something's about to shift emotionally. Like possibly if this is a person who is pregnant and comes to you and tells you that they're holding your baby, it feels like this is going to shift you into this energy of family, or shift you into this energy of, we could probably do this because I've known you forever. But you're going to get some clarity on something. And if you are asking someone to marry you, possibly this is going to be the shift that someone is going to be like, yeah, because we're soulmates. It does feel like something here is shifting immediately because you're getting clarity on something that you didn't know about, is what it feels like. All right. And we've got the facing your fears card here. It feels like you have to have some courage to face your fears. Right now, somebody has their eyes closed to the whole thing. So maybe you can't see it or you don't know about it, but it feels like somebody is going to have to be courageous to do whatever it is. Ask the person to marry you, ask the person to move in, or tell the person that you're carrying their baby, or someone who comes to you and tells you, we have to do something, I'm carrying your baby. We have Leo energy and Aries. We have Capricorn and Leo. We've got Libra. Sorry, my brain shut off quick. We've got Libra. We've got Taurian energy, Sagittarius. We've got Gemini and Virgo. We've got Libra and Taurus here, the Empress. The Fool is Aries. We've got Virgo energy, Sagittarius. Feels like something happens, like it shifts the way you think about something. It shifts how you feel about something. Like your whole total mindset is about to change, and it's really overwhelming. Because it almost feels like somebody here, if you're worried that somebody might not say yes, regardless of the situation. Yeah. All right. Aquarius. How you doing, Aquarius? Let's find out what's going on for you in the next 7 days, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. How are you, Aquas? What's going on for Aquarius? I don't know why I always choose this deck for you, because it's very simple. It's like, just give me the details. Yeah. It reminds me of you, Aquarius. It's called the Wandering Moon Tarot, if you're interested. All right, got it on Etsy somewhere a long time ago. Tell me about Aquarius. We have the Six of Swords. All right. Okay, something I just saw in my mind's eye. My guide is here, Charlie. I'm just looking at this card, and you can see the way it is here. There's five swords there. Somebody's walking away. And the sixth sword is there. Look at that. Maybe during the new moon in Gemini. So the Six of Swords is about going from a place of chaos to the place of calm. And I feel like it's almost like you're done with something, because this Ace of Swords shows up here. I've got my clarity. I'm kind of done with something. I'm just going to plant the sword and go. It feels like you are making your decision to make a move to a calmer place in the mind. Oh, Justice just showed up. Yeah, you're justified, feels like, here. Ooh, the Tower. Okay. I just heard Charlie say, fuck it. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. I need to calm the mind. So I feel like the Tower is a shift in how you think. The Tower is a shift in how you get your justice, or it feels like you're about to clear your karma with really one decision that you're about to make. And the Knight of Pentacles tells me that you have been trying to make this decision for a long time. But the Tower showing up with the Knight of Pentacles, which tells me it's like a boot in the ass. It's like, go. Go, just go do it. You've been sort of wondering about what you should do. I feel like this whole thing has been moving for a long time. The process in itself has been moving. I feel like Justice in the Tower tells me that the Tower is showing up to give you justice, because it feels like something here needs to be balanced, or it feels like karma needs to be cleared, or something needs, like, it feels like somebody wants to do the right thing. I need to do the right thing in order to clear all of this stuff that is in my mind. I feel like your mind is cluttered about something for a very long time. So I feel like you are, in order to get, the only way to get out of the chaos of your mind and into the calm is that the Tower shows up and shifts your way of thinking, shifts how you look at justice. What does justice really mean? Justice is something different to everybody, right? We've got the Fool. The Fool's been showing up a lot. The Fool, the Four of Wands, and the Two of Swords. The only way I'm going to get stability here is by making a decision. Because I feel that somebody here is once again in motion after having some sort of block. Queen of Swords is here. There's a lot of swords. We've got swords, 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 swords. Yeah. So, we've got the Fool, we've got the Four of Wands, and we've got the Two of Swords. So I'm going to say that you are having some sort of a block, and it's keeping you from your stable home, stable life, going to the next level of something. The Fool tells me that I feel that you now have collected enough data, enough information, enough truth, enough facts to be able to move forward here. And although I think that you think it's your decision to move forward, I don't think it is. I think you're just listening and following along. I think the universe is saying with the Tower, you have to shift. It feels like this is a place where you're torturing yourself mentally. Like you're in your head and you can't let it go. You've got to move away from this. And if you do, the promise here of the Tower and the Justice card is something becomes harmonious. You actually win. And you no longer have to hold on to this. It feels like you're about to tell somebody something truthful or be really honest with yourself about how to get out of this. The Queen of Wands is next. And the Wanderer, oh, you've come to a place where you have realized, somebody here has come to a place where you've realized your spirituality. Somebody's realized that you're not just here by accident. And that the Wanderer is about that. You can see somebody here is, I'm just looking at the bottom of the deck, somebody here is sitting on the earth and looking at the moon. It feels like something's about to switch up or change for you mentally. A decision, something's about to shift around the new moon. I don't know when that is. If somebody could put that in the comments, that'd be great. The new moon in Gemini, which is a very interesting moon because not only is it a super moon, it is an unaspected moon, which means there's no planets within, all the planets are very far away from the moon right now while it's in Gemini. And so things could go either way because it's a duality. It could go this way or that way. It almost feels like you have a choice to make and you are about to do that, but it comes on the heels of you having some sort of big spiritual awakening. So the Queen of Swords is here, and now you're being honest with yourself, and the Queen of Wands is here. I feel as though you are independently going to make a big bold move and go do something. So I think that the Fool is here because you're ready to take a leap of faith to move to the next level. Four of Wands, and the Two of Swords is here. It feels like there is something here that has been blocking you. It is a crossroads, and I think that you will be moved from being immovable. And I think you'll take credit for it, but I think it's the Tower. Be like, no, I meant to do that. We got the Six of Wands. We've got the Five of Wands. And we've got the Three of Swords in the reverse. Okay, so it does feel like I feel like holding back was something that was hurting you, that you were disappointed. If your heart was broken by somebody else or something in your life wasn't working, it does feel like that there was a realization that I've got to heal this. I feel like it's the Five of Wands is next to the Three of Swords in the reverse, so it feels like somebody here's decided, I don't want to battle myself any longer about this. I need some sort of victory. Six of Wands is here. And I think you will get the victory, but not before you beat yourself up first, because that's who you are. You're going to go round and round and round in your head, right? 1,000 times before you say yes. I feel like you are going to release yourself from some sort of thing that's been holding on to you. Three of Swords in the reverse. You're letting go of some sort of pain or something like that you've been holding on to. Four of Cups. I can't even write that. So yeah, you've been holding on to something here. And I think it's like broken heart energy or being disappointed with life. It feels like you've been battling yourself or feeling like there's so much competition. I'm never going to win here. But I think the win is yours. The Six of Wands is here. I'm still looking at this Justice card in the Tower. I think I'm supposed to pull a couple more cards there, so I'm going to do that for you. We've got the Ace of Cups. Oh, the full moon is here. And the Empress. I feel like somebody made a decision over the full moon. I feel like you let go of some sort of heartbreak or some sort of disappointment that I feel you were allowing to clutter the mind. The Ace of Cups is here with the full moon card. And the Empress. It feels like you made some sort of decision under the full moon about emotions, the heart space, beginning brand new with the Empress. The Empress could be masculine or feminine, take it how it is for you, but the Empress is Taurus, Libra energy. So when I asked about the Tower and the Judgment, it feels like a justified Tower is coming to clear the karma, clear things away. I don't think this is a Tower you need to worry about. I think it's a Tower to kick you in the butt and say, hurry up and get over there. Go do that thing and stop stalling. But the Ace of Cups here is saying, yeah, I think my heart is open enough to do it. Because I feel like you released something under the full moon. This is what it feels like. And the Empress is here. So I feel like you are probably about to approach an Empress, whether your Empress is feminine or masculine, man or a woman. Feels like you've been holding or harboring some sort of broken heart energy. Feeling like even if I try, there's too much competition. The Empress always has competition, whether they know it or not. Tell me what the outcome is. We've got the Three of Cups. There is it. It feels like you miss somebody and you want to have some sort of a reunion here. The Two of Wands is here. And the Five of Pentacles. You don't like being on the outside looking in. You want to make that decision. You don't want somebody else to have to make that decision. So Three of Cups tells me that there is somebody here that used to be, or maybe is, in your social group. But the Three of Cups, I'm looking, it gives me the feeling of reunion energy. And the Two of Wands is telling me because you planned it. It's something that the other person's not expecting, but you've planned it. It feels like you're standing at the crossroads wondering, when is the right time? When is the right time to do this? And I think as you're standing there, I feel like the Tower shows up and says, right now. So the Five of Pentacles is here. I don't think you like being on the outside looking in. I think you want that to be your decision. And somebody else did that to you, and I don't think you like that. So I think you want to resolve something. Tell me, I think you're being really honest with yourself now that you've had this awakening energy. Tell me what is around the corner for Aquarius. We've got the Five of Swords. We've got the Death card in the reverse. The King of Swords is in the reverse. Look, I feel like you're avoiding change. You're going to have to transform, or you're going to have to change. You're going to have to show up as somebody else. Because the Empress demands that you meet them or show up to them in their own energy. So I feel like in order to be able to face the Empress, you have to be in your Emperor energy. The Five of Swords tells me, I feel as though you probably, I don't know, had words with somebody, but mostly it feels like you're battling yourself about the Death card being in the reverse. I think you have a hard time with change. I mean, I get it. You're a fixed sign. I'm a fixed sign. I'm Taurus, right? So I understand that change can be hard. The King of Swords is in the reverse, and it feels like I feel like the King of Swords is in the reverse because you're just like swearing up a storm. I don't want to change. Why should I have to change? There's no reason I should have to change. But I feel like you realize that change will be good. I think the Tower is showing up to show you how good it could be. The King of Swords in the reverse is really not thinking logically. And so I think it's because it's next to the Death card in the reverse that it feels like you don't realize that should you decide to change your mind, that something really wonderful could come of it. Because justice is here. Something will be restored. One more card, please. Two of Cups. Look, I don't write the book. I'm just the messenger. I don't make the rules. I I don't make the rules. The new moon is here. And it literally is here. So I think something happened in that 2-week period between the full moon and the new moon. I think something's about to show up. And I think it's because you need 10 of Wands. You need to drop a burden of some sort because you're in this place of the wanderer energy, which is you've had some sort of an awakening. And now you realize it's time to change that. I got to follow through and change something here. It's the only way I'm going to be able to drop this. So under the new moon energy, I think something is changing. I think you want to have a reunion with somebody, and I think you're making plans behind the scenes to do that. It feels like the Two of Cups might be involved. It feels as though you know that the King of Swords in the reverse, right, with the Two of Cups, tells me in order for this to all be able to go down the way you want it to, you know you're going to have to connect to them in emotion. And I think that's why the Knight of Pentacles is here. Because you've been dragging your heels because you're not interested in connecting with emotion. But I think that the Empress demands it, honestly. I think that the Empress demands it. And it feels like everything will restore itself and you will no longer be carrying this burden if you really do use the Tower in which way it's meant to be used, and that is to change your mind and to turn the Death card upright and decide that it's time for you to transform. All right. Very interesting reading for you today. So we have Libra and Taurus. We have Scorpio, Libra, Cancer energy. We have Taurus. We have Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, Scorpio. Aquarius, yeah. The Six of Wands is the Sun, so that is Leo. We've got Virgo. We've got Libra. I think you will make the decision because Libra's here. I think Four of Wands, you want to go to the next level. We've got Aries here taking the leap of faith, and we've got Cancer here. I do feel like this is involving feelings, like romantic feelings. It does feel like that. And then we have Aquarian energy here with the Six of Swords. All right. Last but not least. Hello, how are you, Pisces? My two fishes friends, my water family. I hope you're well. Let's find out what is going on for you. What am I supposed to see? Feelings are blocked. Okay. Tell me about Pisces. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter over the next 7 days. Tell me about Pisces. We've got the Knight of Cups. First card out, Knight of Cups. We've got the Fool. Okay. There's a leap of faith coming that is quite emotional, maybe even romantic. Tell me what else is going on. We've got the Ten of Swords. Someone's about to release their feelings. And then the Queen of Wands. Okay. So what I'm feeling here is because the Knight has come out first, the Knight of Cups. There's somebody here who's been taking their time. The Knight of Cups is the passive knight, not in a hurry to get to where they're going. But it's not like the Knight of Pentacles, right? The Knight of Pentacles is going to take forever. I feel this Piscean energy with the Knight of Cups. It feels to me that somebody might take a leap of faith because they see the potential in something working out really well. I feel like somebody's about to make a big, bold move. The Ten of Swords is here because they have released some sort of pain or hurt. Yeah, I think they were being held back because of the Ten of Swords. It feels like it was emotional betrayal that somebody went through. With the Queen of Wands being here tells me that somebody here is finally letting go. Well, the Fool is telling me they're letting go and taking a bold move because the Queen of Wands is here. This person's resilient, whoever they are. Whoever they are, they're very resilient, but I feel like this King of Cups has something to do with what's going on. I think you're the one that saw the potential in something that didn't happen, so you released it. Someone's about to make a bold move, and it feels like somebody's going to ask you to take a leap of faith. We've got the Two of Wands. We've got the Temperance, and then the Ace of Wands in the reverse. So you're not sure. You're not sure if that's what you want for your future. So there is a plan, but I feel like you're stuck at the crossroads to make a decision. I feel like you need to make some sort of decision in a moment. So I don't know if you're good with making a decision on the fly, but the Temperance card here tells me that when the moment comes where you have to choose between two paths or two people or two something or others, it feels like the only way that you will know that you're making the decision at the right time, or whether this goes along with your life plan or not, is that you won't feel any nerves about it. You'll be so confident that this is the right thing to do that you'll just do it. So the Ace of Wands is in the reverse though, because it feels like, is this the right path? Is this the place that is going to give me the most excitement? I feel like you're unclear on the Ace of Wands because it's in the reverse. Am I doing this just because it feels exciting and passionate, or am I doing it because it feels right, Temperance? Tell me more. We've got 4 wands here. The Ace of Wands, the Queen of Wands is holding one, and then the 2 of Wands. So it makes me feel like somebody here is about to move to the next level with somebody possibly in something that is romantic. But listen, I feel like with this 10 of Swords here, it's bugging me. It feels like you've already had an ending, or there's been trouble here, or somebody's hurt you emotionally, and somebody here might want you to take a leap of faith because they're making a bold move. I think you're resilient though. What is this? We've got the Justice card. We've got the King of Pentacles. Yep, I feel okay. And the Emperor. So the Emperor is showing up, and I think this Emperor is financially balanced because the King of Pentacles is here, and so is Justice. I feel like I feel like you're about to have a financial bounce back, for sure. It feels like, on a side, like maybe it's within the situation, but it doesn't have to be. I feel like somebody's finances are about to even themselves out, or you're about to gain, somebody's about to do the right thing and you're about to gain more stability. The Emperor is here though. I feel like if the Emperor is the one who is approaching you, Pisces, that the person is going to be approaching you as the King of Pentacles. Look, this is what I can offer you. I really want to settle down. This is what I have. I have enough for you and I and more. Like it feels like somebody is coming toward you, correct, because the Emperor is in the upright. And the Justice card is here. So I feel that you know that they're coming here to clear karma. Now this 10 of Swords next to the Fool tells me that you go from this emotional disappointment. Look, the Emperor may not be the one who emotionally disappointed you. It may be somebody else who did. Maybe someone else broke your heart. Maybe someone else betrayed you, but maybe you're just not ready for the next thing because still trying to heal from this. And somebody comes along right away and says, okay, you ready to take a leap of faith? And you're like, can I get a breath? Like I just got betrayed. I don't really know if I have the energy to do it. But look, the Queen of Wands is here and she's the one that bounces back. She made a rubber, right? So I feel like you're like, it would be a bold move, but maybe I might get some justice. Somebody here is showing up like settled. The King of Pentacles is the one who is serious. They're serious about settling down and supporting and taking care. 7 of Pentacles is in the reverse. It's like this person showing up and saying, look, I've got everything that we need. You don't have to work. You don't have to work if you don't want to. 7 of Pentacles in the reverse. Because I don't want to wait anymore. The Emperor is impatient. The Emperor doesn't want to wait. Look, quit your job. Come live with me. Yikes. I'm a Taurus and I'm saying yikes. Okay. The outcome. I'm saying yikes because I don't move that fast. Maybe you do. But the World card is here. The 10 of Cups is here. And so is the 7 of Cups. So I feel like you do see that this could be happy. It almost feels like everything you wished for is now showing up for you. But you know that in order to be in this energy, to be happy with the Emperor and all of that, that you're going to have to close the door to something else. So you might have to leave your part of the world and go to another part of the world. You might have to sell your house and everything that you own to go live with the Emperor. I feel like this is like the happiest, joyous time for you. But the World card is here. And that's some pretty hard energy, because you're going to have to make your decision about what you're going to do. And it causes you to close a chapter of your life that you're never going back to. So it might be something serious, like it's a serious closing of a chapter, which means I'm going to have to sell everything and move. Or anyway, the Seven of Cups is here, and it's confusing. And is this an illusion? It's almost like you're scared to make a decision, because it's not like we don't have feelings for each other, because I think you do have feelings for this person. Justice means this person is coming to you to do the right thing. And so you want to believe them. I'm going to say, if this is your situation and this does happen, do not, under any circumstances, make a decision that you're not confident about. So I have this often. People will come to me and say, I'm not really confident about what decision to make. How do I know what decision to make? And I'm not here to make decisions for you. I'm a lawyer for the universe. I'm here just to present you with the information, let you make your own decisions. But the way you will know 100% of the time is that you are confident it will work. And if you are not confident, then do not do it. If you have a feeling of peace, yeah, this is for me. This is supposed to work out. And that's discernment. And that's what everybody's supposed to bring to a tarot reading. But I think in your life, it's really, really important, right? You come to this place in your life where, yeah, that will work for me. So the Five of Pentacles is here. The Three of Cups is here. And the Five of Cups is here. Oh, no. That's the feeling I got right away when the Five of Cups showed up. It was like, oh, my gosh. So the Five of Pentacles is here, which tells me that this is a person you've been away from, or you haven't talked to, or, there's been no communication. The whole thing's fallen into lack. But then the next card up is the Three of Cups. Then this person all of a sudden wants a reunion, and I think they're about to lay all this on you. That's what it feels like. And then the Five of Cups, like, oh, do I give it up? Do I move forward with it? What do I do? You don't want to have regrets, right? Because I think there are feelings here. I think you do have feelings for this person. One last card for you, Pisces. Of course, Nine of Swords. So I think you're worried that you'll be regretful if you don't take the opportunity. So I will say to you, please remember in all situations, temperance. If you feel comfortable and it feels like it's the right thing and you have no questions, you have no reservations and no questions, then go for it. If you have reservations, you've got your answer. If you don't have reservations, you've got your answer. Listen for temperance, right? One ear to the universe, right? Listen for temperance. Bottom of the deck is the Seven of Swords. Ah, there it comes. Seven of Swords and the Devil. Is there something I'm missing? What can't I see? What's going on? What is going on here exactly? There is an attachment here, and I know there's an attachment that I'll never let go of. But what is it that I can't see? Nine of Pentacles is here. And I think that the reason that you're in that energy, Pisces, is because when this person left your life, you just leveled up. You leveled up. You became confident. You had a glow up outside, inside, all of that stuff. And it feels like you are somebody who's just on your own, taking care of yourself. You've made your own money. You're living in a beautiful place. It feels like my life is good. And now you show up. But that's the way the universe works. As long as you need it, it's not going to show up. And if you need it, you can be sure that it's not the right person. But when you're not in need and you're here and you just don't care if they show up, that's when it all shows up. So you're wondering, why is this person after me now? I need a little bit more clarity. I need some clarity about what's going on here. I just saw 222 on the clock. So it feels like you want to move to this calmer place, but I need more details. Ace of Swords, King of Wands, Six of Swords. I need more details before we move quick, because I am creating my own world and I need to know that you're adding to me and not taking anything from me, because that's a Nine of Pentacles. I don't need your stuff. I don't need you. So give me reasons why I should sell my whole life or should close the door to my old life and follow you into the abyss. Four of Cups is here. I feel like you've really become comfortable being single or doing your own thing, but the Wheel of Fortune is here. This could be a destined thing. That's what I'm saying. And destiny could be here to switch it up for you, but I feel like you really need to make a decision based on temperance. Remember temperance. Okay, so we have the World card, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo. We have Piscean energy a couple of times. We have the Fool, which tells me that after heartbreak, this person's showing up and asking you to take a leap of faith. We got Aries, we've got Libra, Gemini, Aquarius here, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Aries is the Emperor. We do have Cancer energy here, Piscean energy here, and Sagittarius, Temperance. And that's all I've got to say. All I'm going to say is be well and about. Bye.